And we've seen teams like Conquest playing really well lately on a 6-match win streak right now. You know, Method's caught up a little bit in the standings. Follow Esports is caught up in the standings. So Luminosity, you're exactly right. Careful is the good word. They need to be very careful they don't drop too many of these matches while they're over in Europe.
And then we are going to get live into the knife round, guys, but we continue the conversation, and we talked about this before here, too. If we see those strong performances here coming out from Follow Esports, it could just be enough in order to win them the game, but it's not going to be enough to win them the knife round, as LG will take that very satisfyingly with 4 people still left alive at the end of it. But again, I think if we see some strong performances there, probably on the T side to start things off from Desi along with Wabbit there, picking up that op and being able to work it very well. Some other players there, too, that have shined very heavily in the past, such as Hades and Els. We've seen some good performances from them on those maps. If these guys can come out and shine tonight, I honestly think they might have a very good chance against LG here, especially considering the ping disadvantage that they're going to have to work with.
Absolutely right, and it's going to be a big burden on Fallen's shoulders. He's got to be very effective with that AWP. Also, Fur and Cold are like the 2 big names in terms of just straight up fragging on this LG side. They're going to have to come to play as well tonight. And you look at this Follow Esports setting up immediately on this pistol round for an A take. They're going to throw the smokes. 3 members are going to stream out of Palace, and it's just Fur and Bolts playing into this A bomb site right now. Fallen's on the quick rotate.
Fur has to fall back over here from with inside connector, but Fallen doing a good job picking up an initial kill over here onto Wabbit. The rest of the team, nonetheless, though, will be able to try and work their way out of the site, and they'll also be looking to resist this back over here from Ticket Box. A little bit of trouble here connecting the shots, but at the same time, Follow Esports having their own trouble returning, and it's so far it's just crazy from within Sandwich. He's going to pick up 2 kills before finally falling, but now you've got Els along with Hades picking up 3 kills to return it back, and only leaves it down onto Els, unfortunately, though, and the final 2 from Luminosity Gaming will be able to get that crossfire set up and close out the last one from the T side.
Really interesting execute on a Follow Esports. It seemed like they either missed a smoke or both threw the same smoke, but they didn't have one to block off jungle and connector. They only had one at the top of the stairs. That's what gave Fallen that ability to have that early shot over towards Palace. He gets that first pick, but everything was exposed to him, so they had to fight long range with those Glocks. They couldn't just get into the bomb site. So perhaps a little bit of a goof there from Follow Esports, but not enough smokes to execute that. And look at this. Full economic buy-up for Luminosity. 4 SMGs and an auto shotty, just looking to farm up some cash into the next rounds.
And that includes the big shotgun on Fur, but unfortunately he's not going to catch anything very early on in this round, but he will push through and be able to spot that there's not going to be a lot of a big presence here on the T ramp. They should be able to catch the shift over here towards middle, but now that that smoke comes off, one player is going to get boosted up towards the window room. Fallen looking for a response as he brings Hades down low, and is going to be able to execute, but Els is caught into the position trying to catch him, but I don't think he realizes he's still sitting in that corner, so Fallen should be able to keep himself alive. He's going to fall back through connector, but waiting for him sitting inside a window room there. Desi's going to get the return frag, and now they stay even at a 4-on-4, and the MP7 now in the hands of Desi as they line up for a take to potentially work their way over here onto the B site.
Well, it's just Steel, and he's just jumping. He's got a Molotov, so once he sees him dedicated, this is going to be a very nice Molotov. They're going to have to run through that or jump out the window, and it's just free kills with these SMGs. Desi's dropped out. He's got a little bit of space to work with, and actually once wrapping on Steel, Rabbit finds that kill. So all of a sudden they have an opportunity, especially as Desi takes down Cold. He still survives as well. The shotgun's coming in on the rotate, but that's a good kill from Bolts. The bomb should get planted. Wabbit holding off right now, so he may have missed his opportunity because Fur's coming in from the back, and he nades the plant spot. That gives up his position, and Wabbit with a nice dink on the Bolts can't finish the kill. 2-0 for Luminosity. They stabilized, but that got a little bit sketchy.
Yeah, indeed, and obviously Follow Esports, unfortunately, not really having the good intel as to where exactly Fur was playing from. He remained a pretty big mystery for most of that round, so reasonable doubt for him to not hold back and actually go for the plan. That is obviously going to limit the buy coming into this next round of Follow Esports, but it's as we expect, and this should allow Luminosity Gaming to easily lead out with this round and bring things up to 3-0.
Hopefully without taking too much damage, because they just lost 3 members there, and if that happens again, I mean, it's going to be a little bit of a sticky situation. You can see Fallen's only on a P250, because no matter what happens, he wants to be able to have the AWP next round. So they have the economy in a little bit of a sticky situation for Luminosity, where they don't want to give it up. Fallen's still peeking this window, just gathering intel, sees one at the top of mid, they see some in B halls, but that's a nice kill from Desi onto Fallen. Drops him immediately. That was from below. That was for Desi coming up from underpass and finding the headshot.
And now the rest of Follow Esports are going to start to fall back a little more since they have this kill. So they'll group up, watch out for the flank, which is coming in for Fur now, but he's got a little bit of a nasty surprise waiting for him here. Dinked in the head, down to 18 HP. Smart about though, he's going to try to fall back, but he's going to get himself into a battle, and Hades is going to whiff him on the head there, takes him down. And now the rest of Follow Esports actually have a 5-on-3 advantage, and they've got Desi with a shotgun to maybe make some more impact now for this T side.
That shotgun at long range, you can see he's keeping the P250 in his hands, but look at this defense all spread out. And it's going to be a fake. Desi's going to try and grab some information over at this A bomb site. It's going to keep Steel in this direction. All the meanwhile, everyone's heading over towards B, where Cold has got to have a great round. He's got an MP9. He's up on the balcony, and he hears these footsteps coming in. He's going to swing out. He can't find anything, though. He gets 0 kills, so this round might just be over. Follow eSports with a free plant into the B bomb site. Steel and Bolts have so many kills to find, and they have 1 nade to do it with.
Steel's going to work his way in quickly here, catches Ocean, but Ocean safely gets himself onto Cat, so he's going to be able to fall away. Now we also see Bolts is going to jump through the window. He's going to catch 1 kill into Els. Follow eSports playing this very possibly from inside of the apartment and back over on Cat, too, so Bolts is going to put himself in the cubby, looking for that frag on Ocean that they missed the opportunity on before, but in the meantime here, Steel also trying to push back in, but he's going to get killed by Wabbit now, armed up with the MP9. That takes him down. Bolts picking up 1 kill, looking for more. He's going to find it on the Desi, but now no time left to make this take, and he's just going to get shut down by Hades on the retreat, so Follow eSports steal away around on a complete and they bring it up to 2-1.
What a round. Able to get a couple early picks, and then one member Luminosity just caught pushing into T-spawn, and that was the shotgun, and with that kind of a long range, that shotgun's not too effective, so he falls. Nicely done from Follow eSports. Now they salvage everything. They're gonna, and Luminosity buys up just a little bit. They don't invest in armor, but Steel's got a shotgun. They have the upgraded pistols, but it's Follow eSports with a huge advantage with that eco win.
And Follow eSports now going to push 3 of their players into the back alley on B. 2 more trying to make some noise over at the A site here, and it'll be Fallen playing up close there by the headshot glitch on A site to try to resist it. Fur actually does manage to catch a kill as he gets aggressive through underpass, almost is going to lose his life and just barely escapes the middle. Not any action for Follow eSports happening in middle, unfortunately, so they won't be able to catch him, and he's going to escape now with 9 HP to fall back, and once again trying to turn the tables on the members of FE.
Yeah, Follow eSports still playing so far back at the moment. No pressure anywhere. Ocean and Elsa are going to start creeping up towards mid. Fur doesn't really have the health to even spot this out. He's got to be very careful, but it's going to be Hades who has a big role to play. He's lurking over in Palace, so he's going to bide his time, see if he can catch anyone pushing or anyone rotating back. But still, passive play from both teams right now. In this mid split, if Follow eSports splits onto mid up connector, they're going to have a wide open bomb site. They're going to have a great angle to get 2 kills, and Hades comes out, but he doesn't see that player, and a nice shot from Bolts will just take him off the map at 1 dig. And now Follow eSports in very real danger of getting anti-eco'd.
And a shot from Steel does a lot of damage to Wabbit, brings it down to 10 HP. Ocean, though, is going to roll in from Cat in order to save his teammate's life and now open another entry point. Cold still stuck up on top of the box. Nobody's looking for him just yet. A little bit overexposed, but they don't check the spot, and Cold's going to drop the bomb carrier. That's Ocean now falling, and the rotation's coming in from LG. Wabbit picks up the kill over on the Cold, but now we see more players from LG. Armed up with the shotgun now is going to be Fallen, rotating in behind these players. They're not even going to see him. Bolts, in the meantime, also catches a kill with a deagle on the Wabbit, and as he rolls in, he's not even going to need the support from Fallen. He just finishes it up on his own, and Luminosity steal away the round right after they lose their own.
Yeah, far too passive on that anti-eco, playing so far back, losing an initial member to a nice battle from Fur. But from there, they don't apply any pressure. They don't use the advantages they have, which are those AK-47s, which are the nades, you know, some of the SMGs. They just play it so passively, it allows LG to pick some players off, and then just a great stall-out play, boosted inside the bomb site. They don't clear out that box, so all the rotations come in, and Bolts was just a beast on top of everything.
Now Follow eSports. The smoke comes out from the CT side here. We can see Wabbit armed up with the op, but not going to be able to catch anything initially here as they only have that 1 single player on site. Fur's moved himself into connector to watch out for this, but as he jumps back on top of the box, might get a chance to try and catch Els here if he goes for that peek, but he's going to end up falling back as some shots come his direction. He's going to have to wait for his teammates to set up, but that is going to be the game plan here, at least initially from FE, just to go for a direct setup onto that A site. They've got a couple smokes and whatnot to work with here to get themselves out, but with the CT smoke in play, they are going to wait a couple extra seconds, and the resmoke comes out through Palace too, so it's going to be a little bit too resistant. And at least for one of these guys, they're going to move Hades back to try and set up the smokes. As now with the timer getting a lot lower, they're going to have to try and go for the sentry. That smoke actually gets messed up a little bit, but they're going to go in for it anyway. And then we'll see just how well it pans out. Fur's going to get pushed back inside a connector. Fallen 2 can't see anything, so the smokes block out the 2 defenders pretty much perfectly. Further, you can see he's crept out just a little bit here as he's got a tiny space to work with, and he finds that kill quickly traded out by Ocean, though, on a headshot from the Tech 9. Now he moves forward, picks up the AK. Another kill coming out there from Hades. Fallen finding one from back behind Ticket Box and CT, but Ocean as well pressing into his territory, taking down Steel. Wabbit finding Cold, and now it's just Fallen stuck back here, trying to look for more responses, and he unscopes at probably the worst possible time. Wabbit's just going to find the peak, take him down, and Follow eSports reclaim the round once again.
I don't think LG was expecting that kind of a buy. There was an AWP out in Wabbit's hands. They even had an AK-47. So either way, that hit. It was Follow eSports' only real option in the round. They just dedicated themselves straight up to that hit. No mid control whatsoever. So Luminosity. Neither of these teams willing to give it up. They're buying up every single round. Fallen's got a scout with no armor this round, but you can see it's an M4 and 3 FAMASes with armor on the rest of his teammates. And this time it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Fur might not be ready for this. They're already up on Catwalk, and Cold stuck in Connector as well. There's two of them stuck here. They have to fight their way out. They're just going to smoke things off. Follow Esports doesn't dedicate themselves to it, and Desi finds one right through the edge of the smoke. That's a good opening kill. Now they can fall back and play the rotations.
Fur's got a little bit of an angle to work with here, and if Els decides to push forward, he could catch him up, which he's going to try to do. Only hitting those leg shots, though, and he brings it down to 33, reveals himself, but he re-peeks and picks up the kill. Bolts also is going to find another frag here, too, so Follow Esports, they're not going to be safe yet, as that T-Ramp push ended up getting killed there as well. That's where the kill from Bolts ended up coming from, so now they don't really have a clear way to get themselves into this A site, and they've got to fall back and play this out a little bit more tactically now.
Yeah, they got spotted out in middle. They spotted two players in Connector, and even though they got one pick, they re-aggress as to where all the attention for the defense was on. So things not only get evened out, but swing right back into the favor of Luminosity. And now you can see, look at all Follow Esports in the minimap. They're split out. One over towards A, one's finally coming back through T-spawn, but this is a lot of time they have where they can't do anything. No one can go for any kind of kills, so they are just going to reassess back to the A site, and all that's left for them is a hit. They do have two smokes to work with. But with Fur and Bolts over here, and Steel's going to be on a quick rotation, this is going to be very scary. They're going to have to clean Fur out of this underneath the balcony very, very efficiently.
And they're being very quiet about it right now. Desi leads the charge, but he can't see anything. Both of Luminosity Gaming's players on the safe side in very secure positions, but they hear the sound, so now the rotate's going to come out very quickly. Not even that player underneath the plat. He hasn't made a single sound as of yet, so now he's going to come out to party. He picks up the kill after Bolts finds Desi, and he's just going to clean up the final two. That's Fur picking up 2 kills at the end. And again, the rounds will bounce back and forth and back again, but because LG pick up the pistol in the second round after that, they maintain the lead by 2 points for the time being.
And Follow Esports is going to have to save here. They don't have enough money even to force buy if they want to. If they had gotten some more kills, if they had brought it down into a 1-on-1 or a 1-on-2, they might have chose to force buy and keep the pressure on economically, but they can't even really make that decision whatsoever. So very nice win from Luminosity. Fur is not checked. He gets a free couple kills from underneath the balcony. And now he's going to take this opportunity to just push up mid very nonchalantly and knife out half the way. Finally, he pulls his rifle out and he sees no one here. So this is going to be a heavy B play from Follow Esports, and Steel's just lined up with the Molotov, but they're going to creep in here onto contact, and Fallon spots one. That should let the Molotov fly, and it does. Now he's got a good angle on the window. They're going to burn one alive, and the rest of the attack is stalled out behind the fire. That gives Fallon every chance he needs to get the jumping scouts.
He's just going to pick them off one by one, picking up 2 kills there, looking for another, lights up a player, finishes it off, and actually Fur that comes in, and he's going to find both of those final kills on the flank there. So not a whole lot that Follow Esports will be able to do. And finally, for the first time in about 5 rounds, we see a team picking up more than 1 in a row, and now they're going to be able to extend the lead even more, picking up 3 for the Follow Esports guys. Because it was a full eco for themselves, they'll be able to go into another buy round. Won't have the big operating thing on the members like Wabbit and whatnot. And as we look at the utility for a lot of these guys, it's going to be fairly limited. So again, if Luminosity take their time and set this up carefully, they should be able to just execute the players from Follow Esports, as they're going to have no choice but to try, for the most part, just to walk into this site.
Now there's a double op setup for the CT side, though. First spots one crossing over in middle. He's going to stay aggressive, throws a nade out. They're actually pushing him very quickly. Again, he's got to be careful. He's completely blind, so he's forced to just find cover inside connector. But Catwalk is being heavily aggressed upon. It's just Steel with the Famas here. He's got to spray a couple down. Gets the first one. Another one swings out, but he grabs that one as well. Cold with the AWP. Oh, they just cleaned everything up. That attack just falls apart so quickly. What a hold on Catwalk by Steel.
And that's exactly what I was expecting to see that time, unfortunately, for Follow Esports. Without having a really good stack of smokes and whatnot, they just try to go for this blind take-up on Cat, hoping they can overwhelm them just by pure mass, but it's held beautifully by LG, and obviously Follow Esports not really going to get anywhere that time. Those are the guns essentially going to waste now, and they've got to go into another eco round right after that. So not really going to see a whole lot from them this round. LG, of course, now armed to the teeth, and with rounds like that, they're going to be able to stack up the economy in a very big way. The past 3 rounds, they've kept 4 or 5 alive every single time, so the money's already starting to grow in a pretty big way. The only exception would be Steel, who's been a player that for the most part has been sort of playing it forward here, so he's probably going to end up being the first player that goes down in a lot of those rounds, but this time playing to a more default area. But nonetheless, for Follow Esports, they're just going to go right for an entry, and they don't even catch. They do thankfully find him, but Hades is going to be able to take down Farrah on the entry there, and now Bolts gets the response, takes down Hades himself, as Els will push forward here. He's going to get right into the face of Bolts, takes him down, but Steel responds with 2 more after that, and they'll get the plant, but unfortunately going to be in a 3-on-2 retake with only 1 player. That's going to be Desi finding an upgraded weapon here.
Oh, Cold misses a flashbang. He wanted to go through that murder hole. Perhaps it's good he didn't, but Desi gets that kill. Steel's very low. This is a tough situation. Ocean even has a good angle over towards jungle, so they have to take care of Desi quickly, but they can't do it. Cold falls, and Desi just kills all 3, drops him off the map, so that A hit, no investment into armor whatsoever, just upgraded pistols, and Follow Esports win it. They steal another one away from Luminosity, who can't stabilize. Fur was on balcony. He gets completely blind and dropped for free. So a very nice round from Follow Esports. That puts him up to 3-6 now. And we see the op coming out in the hands of Wabbit. It's still a double op setup for LG. Fallen has one, and so does Cold. He's going to bring that over towards the B bomb site while Fallen man's down middle.
And the inconsistency here from LG are really going to start to bite them in the butt, because you can see we talked about before that the money was built up great, but now it's gone for the most part, with the exception being Bolt. So they're going to have to really perform once again in this round. Hope they can stop it. And right at the beginning there, Wabbit going to get stopped by Cold, able to dodge the op shot. Now he drops the opper from the T side, so immediately they're stunned. And we've already seen this happen multiple times now from Follow Esports. With this initial kill going by the way of LG, they're going to slow it down. They're going to lose a lot of their confidence here, and that could lead into a lot of mistakes, because LG likes to investigate upon this after they get that advantage and try to shut down even more after that and just limit the potential the later into the round we get.
Right, it just seems like their only option after they lose a member and they're in a 4-on-5 is just to come back to the A bomb site and execute a hit. And you can see LG might have that same exact thought, because they have 3 members over here. Furs cheated over towards the top of the connector. Steel's going to smoke off A ramp just now. It's going to delay him a little bit longer. And Bolts is still playing behind the ticket booth, but they're just going to run right through the smoke. Steel's going to have a lot of job to do. He flashes over, but he's smoked out completely.
Bolt's looking for the spray down there to try to catch Ocean. He has a little bit of damage to him, but not going to find the kill. Now it becomes Fur's turn as more players try to push in over him or towards him towards the stairs, but he's not having any of that. Just shuts down 1, 2, and now 3 players as he takes down Desi. Ocean finally grabbing something from Follow Esports, but Steel, who's remained hidden this entire time, jumps up on top of the platform and stops him before he can get anywhere else.
Nicely done from Fur. Just grabs the angle and takes all the duels, and those are the exact fights that Fur is brilliant at. Follow Esports should not want to take that fight against him when he's just hiding in jungle with nothing to really obscure his vision. He didn't really have any pressure put on him, and he takes advantage of it. So that allows LG to stabilize just a little bit. It's going to be more. More investment into the round. No armor, but some upgraded pistols from Follow Esports. But they're going to save. They've got 4 members underneath $2,000, so they have to actually. They have no chance of even force buying here. So. This should be a nice swing towards LG to get them up towards 8 and build up more bank, but we've seen these anti-eco rounds for both teams have been pretty vicious.
And they're going to line themselves up now, pretty much everybody in backbeat, trying to work their way into that side, or at the very least make some noise and then work it into middles. We do see the player with the AK, that's going to be Desi, watching out for a potential push coming in from that direction. We have the same thing from Hades here, but no committal as of yet here. And it started off cold, just walks forward, finds the op shot on a Wabbit, grabs a second one on the Hades. Might even get aggressive here and look for a third now, but as we can see, L's slowly creeping up. Might give him a third anyway, but he's not going to take the shot as of yet. Now he's going to take it, but unfortunately misses it, and because he was wailed in the open, that should be an easy takedown for Els. They'll get at least 1 kill there. Now he's armed with the op, and it's pretty much an open B site, so they could get in and get a rushed plan at the very least to give them an extra 800, but Luminosity now swinging back in. All 4 from Market. They're going to try to shut this down before it can even go anywhere. Els picking up 1. Desi finding a second. Falling getting a response on the Els at the least, so it's just going to be Desi and now Ocean rotating in, but with Desi gone, all on Ocean. There's a Wandig headshot, though, going over onto Bolts, and now it's going to be in a one-on-one. Fallen picking up the M4 to make this a little bit easier, getting a lot of the damage off, but Ocean also wasting some time. That's a good bounce state. It brings him out into the open, and then Fallen shuts it down for LG.
Another very scary round, though. That's partially Cold, that's balls of steel to play that kind of a position so aggressively in those halls, especially after you get first 2 kills. And no reason to not just fall back from there, but he gets picked off, and that allows him into the bomb site. The rotations were so far away, and just nice performances from Follow Esports when they have the space to work with. So that's almost another lost round on a save, basically, from Luminosity. And that also prevents them from getting the double op setup that they've wanted. They've had it for the past couple defensive rounds, but this time it's only Fallen with it. He's going to head over towards the A bomb site, where once again, Follow Esports have 4 members over here, and Wabbit's got his op out.
And for the players here on Follow Esports, they're going to have to meet some aggression very early on. First inning just over here in the T-ramp, and a perfect flash from the CTs. He's going to grab 1 kill, but can't find anything else there. Very messy spray, so Ocean's going to take him down. Wabbit finding another one, but Bolt's getting some action in too. Unfortunately, he too will get very quickly traded out. And look at Desi now in middle. He's going to find a free kill on a Cold, and it's just Steel once again. They take control of the A site. Should be an easy plant. Steel's even smoked all at this point, but Carry's going to try to push through that. Wabbit misses his shot, but he also misses the connection on the spray there. He's going to press forward, but very quickly dispatched by Hades. And again, Follow Esports are going to run through. They find the round, and the money from Luminosity is now going to be completely gone.
That's brutal. They could actually buy up here if they wanted. If they wanted to have a really, really light buy, they might choose not to just because they're so far ahead and on that cusp of it being a really rough decision. They are going to save, but that aggression down towards A ramp, it happened at a really inopportune time. That was exactly when Follow Esports was planning on executing. So the members were actually starting to move forward. They had 1 player up on top and 1 below. Fur couldn't kill both of them. But Follow Esports, they forced an eco round out of LG, and now they're going to be able to get up towards 5. So this is turning into a pretty good T-half, where just a few days ago we saw them only gather 1 terrorist round against CLG, this time performing much better.
And we can see here, too, now for the members of LG, they'll sit back. They've already taken a little bit of heat here from Follow Esports with, I believe, a couple nades and whatnot being tossed in towards their direction. So that leaves Fur down at 74 HP and Bolts at 42 in here as well. And a very spread out setup here from Follow Esports all over the map right now, looking for those early frags if they can find him. He's already going to be able to pick one up over here on a steal. And for the rest of the players on Follow Esports now, just basically taking their time. We've seen LG get aggressive on these rounds, even in the gun rounds in the past, too. So I think they're just going to run the clock down a little bit. They know the take should be pretty simplistic here with the money being low on LG, so they're just going to run it down and try to move it in as soon as they're absolutely sure they won't have to deal with any surprises on the way in. And here they go now. The smoke setup comes. Mine. That bomb is over here, and it's actually worked into the beast. So they're going to try to fake this a little bit while also executing all these players. Fallen hiding in that close corner there. He tries to call out and get the shot. He's going to have to rip apart Desi, but he gets it nonetheless. Els in the meantime found a kill, and now he's going to be able to press forward and finish off Fallen 2. Finding into the one. They haven't scouted out Fur just as of yet, but that take onto the B side obviously will go forward without any additional trouble, but Fur hasn't been found out just yet, so we might be able to catch a flank kill or two, but the shot comes out, he reveals himself, and it's a quick shutdown for Motion, unfortunately.
I was thinking Fur might just not reveal his spot and just climb up the ladder and grab that AK-47 and try and save it into the next round. That could have been huge. You see they're going to have 2, maybe even 3 Famas on the board, and having that one AK-47 would afford them, much more utility. On top of that, smokes, another defuse kit, because they have 0 defuse kits. So this is going to have to be a relatively clean win because they don't have a lot of utility outside of that. No nades really for a retake. So LG, this is a bit of a scary round for him, and it's going to be a very fast A-hit. Bolts has got to be careful. One coming through the smoke, and there it is. Desi finds him, eliminates that ticket player, and now it's going to be up to Fur. He's not smoked off, but the smokes are going to come, and they're going to start jumping over and swinging wide on him, and he's not prepared. That's Desi, once again, maintaining his aggression, just coming through, not worrying about anything. Opens up the bomb site with 2 kills.
And Colt, he's going to try to find a re-entry point too as the flash pops out, working his way back into the site, but Effie's got such a solid hold now at this point, and for Luminosity, as we can see, the rotation's been a little bit too slow, so it's just going to be very hard to find the way back. And they've got control of the bomb. I imagine they're going to try to smoke this out, which is exactly what Steel's doing right now. But still, that should be an easy spot. And it's a full 10-second defuse. Nobody's got kits at this point, too. But Cole moves in. Ocean thankfully kills the bomb diffuser, so that's not going to happen. Fallen and Cole moving in. They find 2 more, though, but they've got to stick this plan at this point. Hades has got to shut him down. If he doesn't, he wins the round. And there's the headshot. He's going to take him out. And now for Fallen, he's got to make a run for it. And Hades secures it for the members of Follow Esports. They're on their way to a comeback once again as they bring it up to H6.
Close call, all things considered. That was a very realistic, I guess you could almost call it a ninja, or an attempted ninja intention smoke defuse. Once again, it came down to not having the utility to properly pull it off. No kit, so that was the nail in the coffin for that round. So Luminosity, they lose another. They do salvage that AWP, but with this diminished economy they've had over the past 4 or 5 rounds, Follow Esports making a massive comeback in this match. They're up to 6, and they have a really great opportunity to get up towards 7.
However, LG are going to get very, very aggressive this time around. Both Fur and Steel working their way down over here into Underpass. Fur will lead the charge, but Steel's actually going to sit back just inside of this little cubby in case they try to push into him after he makes the move. But as you can see, Fur's actually not going to find anything here. Most of the presence is within middle itself. So Fur's going to move in. He might actually just get this kill into Wabbit. He's going to catch him as he rotates in. Oh, no. A little bit greedy there at the end, but he gets the knife. It takes him down. Fallen's also going to find a kill with the op too, as he's going to be able to shut down. I believe that's that's Hades now, and there's Steel with the shotgun catching out Els. And it looks like they might be able to swing through with at least one more round after all, as Follow Esports, they've been reduced to essentially nothing. They fall back. They do the same thing that they've done every single time they've lost the opening advantage. It's going to be a default attempt to take A, but as that nade from Desi's not going to connect where he wants it to. Fallen shutting down one. Desi gets spotted inside a palace, and it's just going to be him trying to make a whiffed attempt here, but he's been pushed back, and this should be an easy execution for Cold. He's going to grab it with the shotty, and Luminosity are going to end it in their favor once again, 9-6.
Surgical with that shotgun. So LG makes do, gets away in that last round. That knife was just pure pride. He was just like, oh, I'm going to embarrass you, man. Because it was last round. There's no money bonus that really impacts it. So that was just a nice touch from Fur. And those shotguns do some work as well at Underpass and in those A-halls. So despite having a great advantage in that round, Follow Esports, once again, the whole story of that were these force buys and these eco rounds that are just pistols for both teams came up huge. They were also crippling in certain rounds for the opposing team that lost them. So really cool to see that they're able to be effective on those rounds at all. And this is kind of the dangerous part. If Luminosity gets a bad start, if they let too much bank build up, we saw this the other night. The CT side for Follow Esports against CLG was just dominant, based on the fact they had an auto sniper in Elza's hands, they had an AWP in Wabbit's hands, and they could keep rebuying those even if they lost them. So that's the scary part. Don't let this economy climb for Follow Esports because they're going to buy those massive, powerful rifles.
And Bolts here will lead the charge for Luminosity as they once again go for the direct B take. Not a whole lot of variance coming into play with this one, but Bolts try to hide there behind the bookshelf. But it's going to get spotted out, takes a little bit of damage, but overall Follow Esports at the same time won't be able to execute him. Now the flash goes in. The rest of the team, they're going to make their push into the site. They do have a dual spray, but unfortunately for Els, he can't do anything about this. He's going to get rushed by Bolts. Bolts just barely ends up winning the trade, and Fur as well takes down Ocean. So the rest of the team, they're going to try to rotate in, but Fur in their face there. Desi thankfully catches the headshot to take him down, and now they're going to establish the post-plant positions. Wabbit's trying to go for the quick retake, but he too takes some damage. Nonetheless, finds a headshot on a steal. Now they work their way closer and closer into the site. They've evened things out, but Fallen puts it back into favor for LG. Now Cole looking for another shot. He's going to grab it on a Desi, and they re-execute. They take out everybody from the market, and now they're going to wait out the pistol round and maintain their lead here at the beginning of the half.
Really, really sick entries. Just aggressive once that smoke comes out, pushing all the way forward, ignoring players in market as well. When that retake eventually came in, Fallen just rushed up towards Catwalk, knowing he has to eliminate the one player and get right. And he ignores all the bullets that are coming at him just to ensure that he gets that kill for his team. So very nicely done from LG. They've won both pistol rounds now. They set themselves up for a good start to this half. It is going to be a force buy, though. 4 members with armor and upgraded pistols. 3 Deagles on the board from Follow Esports.
And now the play from Luminosity is going to be a very, very swift take onto the B. Obviously, just like the pistol round, but a lot quicker this time. Ocean's going to have all the pressure onto him. Quickly dispatched there by Fallen. L's looking for the response, but he too taken down. Captain here from LG, so they're going to eliminate him. And for Follow Esports, not a whole lot left that they can do here. They'll try to move in for the retake, but this is one of those situations where the T-sided take just happens so quickly that the CTs are left with no choice but to sit back, maybe try to find some exits. Wabbit tries to sort of play the smoke out a little bit there, but it doesn't go so well. So Luminosity basically just run over that round.
Fallen doesn't care, man. He has that SMG, and he doesn't care about his massive ping. He's just jumping out, not letting go of the shoot button, and just keep moving forward. He gets 3 kills in that round. And that's the thing. We see this all season. LG, their second rounds on the T sides especially are basically just all SMGs because they just want to basically rush something really, really quickly. They don't want to toy around, potentially get picked off. They're just going to fast play these rounds, and now you can see it. They're just going to come up this A ramp. 2 defenders here, Hades and Wabbit. It is smoked off, but they don't care. There's Fallen again, leading the way with another SMG. They spot Wabbit up on top, and he's going to fall to Bolts. Him and Fallen combined for that one, and all of a sudden the 3 members who went over towards the B site, they're just going to go down quickly.
Tessie and Els will be the final 2 alive. Looking to maybe grab a couple frags, but Fallen jumping over again. He picks up another kill. Finally, Desi will be able to take him down to lead, but that's all they're going to be able to grab as, again, LG come out strong, keeping all 4 alive, even trading out a couple guns here and there, too, as now they're going to go for the upgrades, I imagine, to this round. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how many actually keep their SMGs, but it looks like most are going to dispatch them. Maybe Steel will keep it in his hands, as he seemed to have liked that in those 2 rounds, but for the rest of the team, excluding Bolts, of course, they're going to go for the upgrades on rifles, and, of course, Fallen now with the op.
It's usually just 1 or 2. You can see Bolts and Steel keep it, and depending on where they go, those are going to be the 2 guys who lead the attack. The real question is, Fur's going to head over towards the middle with that AWP. Wabbit, he's the one who's got to go big here with his own op. We've seen the magic he can work with this weapon, and he's in connector right now. But there's a time limit on that kind of an aggressive peek, and he falls out just in time, and he spots one out towards Palace. Misses the shot, though. But he grabs that one. Nice flick on a Fallen. No chance of reaction there. Beautifully done.
Great shot from Wabbit once again. Now more pressure coming back in through connectors. So he might be able to grab a second, and he's going to do that. Taking down Fur. Now his attention shifts over here towards Palace, but he's going to shift away just at the wrong time and looking for this additional player over here on Cat, who Cole won't be able to grab him, so he's going to miss that shot. And for the number 7 player over here on Luminosity, he's just going to end up giving up Palace control completely, falls back, and needs to regroup with the rest of the team with already 2 of them dispatched by the CT Opper, and now they've got to try to make a solid attempt to make this push. But even back over here inside of the apartments, Ocean is going to be waiting for it, and even further back, Els too, watching out for a potential cat push. They still have to be able to get past Wabbit, but it seems he's sort of shifted away. But I imagine Cold might even be a little bit fidgety to go for that just because of his presence there previously and him being able to find 2 kills. But now they regroup, they're going to get that smoke inside of window, and they'll slowly press forward here to try and get back that cat control, but also L's shifting away, so they're going to get themselves a little bit more freely upon this, but now he's going to pop out. He spots it, but takes some heat. He's down to 8 HP, and they can start this take a little bit. Ocean as well. They're not even going to get a chance to do anything, as we see Steel just jumps right out of the window. And they're going to very, very passively hold things for the time being. Luminosity know there's a presence here, but for Follow Esports, they're just not giving them anything. And Els might not be the best way to push through first, but now there's Ocean. He's going to catch the bomb carrier. It goes down to the left, but Bolt's stuck in this corner. He finds one, but is quickly traded out. And now just Cold on Cat. Going to have to try to find a shot. Picks up one, looking for a second as they both push him at the same time, but he can't find either. The double push ends up working out well, and Follow Esports will close out the first gun round.
Ocean plays that really, really well, just being patient on top of the balcony, letting the plant come in, letting his teammates rotate in. If they're not going to clear him out, he'll just chill there and wait for the opportune moment, and he did exactly that. Whittles them down by one, and that puts the rest of the Luminosity positions try and defend that retake and just in dire spots. Nothing they can do, not very effective once that third member fell. So, moving forward, that's going to be the object of Luminosity. They got to be a little bit wary, because Wabbit, he starts that half off in the gun rounds with two very, very nice flicks, and he's been doing that for the past few matches they've been in. And if they can't neutralize him, if they take damage like that, if he's gonna put Follow Esports into a 5-on-3 basically every round, that's gonna be a scary spot. Luminosity has to find ways to trade that kill off.
Luminosity going to go quick again into the B site, same as the second round here, but all players pushing forward. They slow it down when they get themselves up to the approach into the apartments there, and Follow Esports have a fear this is coming. Ocean even grabbing the spray and nade combo there to take down Fur, so already injured right from the get-go. Now we'll see how they react to this, and they're going to do pretty much the exact opposite of Follow Esports. They're just going to continue pushing and go right for the site to here. Ocean completely flashed, but he gets a kill nonetheless. The steal pushes right into him. He doesn't even notice. Now he falls back to the truck. Going to give them a little bit of room to wiggle, but as he's flashed, the counter flash comes out from the CTs, finds another kill, and the third on a Cold now. This LG push is going absolutely nowhere, and Desi will come in for the final frag on the Fallen.
Ocean working that real well. 4 kills for him. Great defense over on that B bomb site, especially starting things out with the kill on a Fur. That was huge just to slow things down. Those nades do so much damage, and Fur just fights a losing battle straight through that smoke. But it's Ocean who gets a little bit fortunate when he's full blind that the LG player just kind of walks into his spray. He gets one there, and then from that he's able to reload and just kind of end it after that. But another buy out of LG, so they're not giving up quite yet, despite not having a plant that round. They did have one on round 4. So they have 4 AK-47s and 1 Tech 9 to work with, but Wabbit still being aggressive into the window room. He gets smoked out, and that causes him to rotate all the way back. He hasn't really decided where he wants to go, so a little bit of a gap in the defense now for LG if they can take advantage of it.
No one really watching Cat either, so for the most part, that's a free push. They're going to have to obviously use a smoke or something to get themselves onto the site itself, but they get themselves out of the general area of the middle, and now they're kind of free to move about where they would choose, and it looks like they are going to try to get themselves in a ladder room for now. And as well, with the lineup coming up from T-Ramp along with Connector there, it is going to look like they'll try to transition this inside of the A site. Steel makes some noise over here to try to sell that it's coming to B, but Follow Esports so far with a pretty even shift. And if they do go inside of that window room, it could be trouble if they don't look out for the crawl space there, as Els has a pretty mean setup and could just stop the bomb carrier right from the beginning before this take even gets a chance to start. So they're taking it slow for now, but here we go now. Noise being made. They do bring a second player over here towards the B site as well, so we'll just have to see how they go for this, but I still imagine now, with that player from the ramp falling back, they are actually going to change things up and go for B instead, so they have a little bit more confidence over here, and have had potentially a little bit more success, but as they roll in there, we see 1 kill coming out from Follow Esports, 2 more traded out from LG, so the take goes well. Els is going to pop out, though, and find the 2-for-2 trade, looking for a third, but can't find it, and Bolts and Fur will pick up 2 kills combo. It's just going to be Hades as the final player left alive, and he goes for the swift retake, moving his way back in here. Might be able to grab Fallen, but Fallen holds his own ground. He shuts down Hades, and Luminosity now come up on top with another round.
LG, you're not going to get away with that spot from Ocean. Ocean plays that spot 3 rounds in a row, and LG just kind of realizes that, and they just Molotov it out. That brings Ocean down to 5 HP before he even gets a chance to fire back. So he's going to need to vary up his defense in that B bomb site, but that time they take advantage of it with a very nicely executed strategy. And they've pretty much exhausted the economy of Follow Esports, so this is the last buy that FE is going to have if they can't win this one out. And this time, LG switches it up, and they're going to hit over towards the A-bomb site.
They prioritize Wabbit again with the op, but he's not going to mean anything as his initial poke spot here. Follow Esports, though, they're going to find 2 frags to start up before Steel picks one up. And now as they move into a little bit of trouble finding it, Wabbit almost catching Fur, but there's the flick again. He's going to drop the bomb carrier. They know it's in this site, so now the rotations will be called. Cold, in the meantime, he kind of was sent over here to the mission to try to make some progress and be a late entry, but since the initial entry has kind of gone wayside here, there's not a whole lot left he can do besides just wait it out and hope he can be an impact coming in through Connector once again. Steel's kind of just got to sit back here, hope he doesn't get flanked, and then once his teammate's in position to push, now he's got to go for it, but at the same time, Cold, he's smoked out now as well, so he's going to move in. Ocean obviously just waiting for him, and I don't imagine this going very well. Luminosity not really with a whole lot left to work this retake, and Follow Esports maybe able to keep themselves in this after all, but Cold holds that position. He's going to get spotted by Ocean, but the pop out from Cold, as Ocean's going to miss his spray completely. He does take down that angle, but now they know where both of these final players are, and they're going to try to push their way back in. So a lot of time to play with this one, but Wabbit holds from within jungle, takes down Cold, and Hades should be able to find the headshot to Steel. He is going to give away his position, but Steel just playing this so cautiously. Takes down Wabbit, takes down Els, and hold on, he might clutch this out yet. Takes the risky chance, it goes for a reload, and he finds the third frag onto Hades as well. So somehow they turn that round back into their favor. The Follow Esports economy is going to be dead in the water, and as for Luminosity, they're now just 2 points away from clutching out this map.
Why is Follow Esports peaking so much? All of them. All of them just in a 3-on-1.
Baited, man.
That should never win. LG plays that in the 2-on-4. They play it smart to begin with. There's Cold and Steel are trying to juggle aggro. So one player gets aggressive, grabs a kill. It's the other player's turn to kind of try and find a kill on his own. But at the end there, at a 1-on-3, every single Follow Esports player goes for the kill. He had to get into the bomb site. There's no reason to go for all those kills. And Steel with a beautiful play. He's going to put Follow Esports onto an eco round. This is going to get LG up to 15, and it's going to be on match point.
So this almost guarantees them the victories you've already said now for Follow Esports. They're going to have to sit back, hope they can maybe set up closeout as we saw many times before. Els will be the first one. He comes out on top with a kill, but thankfully there's 2 more players from LG to come up on top and find the trade. But now Desi getting a chance to do some damage, but not going very well. Not really going to be able to connect anything here, and Fallen takes him down. The rest of these players will be quickly dispatched as well as they make their entry in from the apartments. And it looks like they'll get pretty good control. Hades and Wabbit, both of them are going to make their entry in from the apartment side to try and get a flank, but Bolts has already spotted this, catches one. Wabbit will maybe try to surprise it, but Bolts is just going to push him, and it should be an easy kill once again. There you have it. Bolts shuts it down, and 15 points onto the board from Luminosity, only 1 away. And for Follow Esports, they're going to go for the buy, but as we take a look at the money situation, they'll be able to go for it, but unfortunately no op or any big guns that'll come into play here, and that will leave them a little bit limited.
Oh, that round is going to haunt them. Oh, that's brutal. That's a massive mistake. I still can't even get over it, but now you can see you're exactly right. They do have 5 M4s, but they even have 5 smokes, so that's decent at least for the start of this, but no kits whatsoever, no Molotovs to slow things down, only a couple flashbangs to work with. That's on Wabbit, so their only choice here, they're going to switch things up and get aggressive. And they're going to find nothing at the top of mid, and what are they going to do from here? What's the response now that they have top mid control? Because Desi, Wabbit, they're both going to push up onto the flank, it looks like. Elsa's going to rotate over towards the A bomb site. This hit's coming in, though, so this is going to be a very fast flank. LG, if they get stalled out on this hit, they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Hades blind as a bat and smoked off now that it expires. He's forced to hold back for the time being. Els is going to be just on the other side of him. They move in. They're already going for that plant, but Follow Esports not going to have enough aggression to push out and try to stop this. Fur and Desi are going to trade kills, opening things up here as he takes down Fallen. And Hades jumping up on top of Firebox. He's going to pick up a kill too, but now Bolts, as the positions just sort of shift around, Desi finding an additional frag, and they retake control. They actually push LG out, and now they're actually going to be able to do this. They just come in, they go for the flank, and it completely catches LG off guard. So it's just Bolts once again, stuck over here in the corner. The bomb is technically planted for him, but they only are going to get a trade. And once again, for Follow Esports, they should be able to come out on top. It'll be a little close on this plant, but I believe they've got enough time to do it. And now they're going to survive for the time being and bring things up to 9-15.
2 members actually lined up for Bolts there at the end. Thought he might be able to spray them both down and just win that out on the timer, but that flank just came in so quickly. LG not ready for it, and that's the thing. When you meet no resistance in that bomb site, someone's got to have that kind of noise, that voice in the back of their head that's like flanks coming in, and just didn't. I mean, that was quicker than usual for sure. Even for a fast flank, that was very fast. So Fallen gets caught off guard, but because of that, all the members have been pushing up aggressive towards the other choke points, and when the flank comes in, they're just sandwiched. It's like the retake is re-pinching the attack. So tough round for LG to really know what was going to come hit them.
And the smokes will come out once again from LG as they're back down onto the AKs once more. Their economy not particularly in the best position either, and Follow Esports with a chance to reestablish it. Fur, though, finding the opener here from the members of LG as they take down Desi. Wabbit jumps in there and finds another kill from within side connector, grabs a headshot on the Fur, and now they even trade it back down to a 4-on-4. This is most definitely going to try to slow down the LG players. They've tried to play it aggressively before, but so far only Cold being able to make some progress. The flash comes in, he's going to take control of Ladder, and they will try to line this up for an A-take, but for the time being, Follow Esports are going to keep things even because of that very nice shot that comes out from Wabbit.
This is brilliant positioning, though, from Cold. This is a lot of what we've seen on Mirage from teams like Fnatic, Virtus Pro. They like to get players in connector or in this ladder room and then rotate back into an A-hit. It's very, very effective, able to stop out any kind of rotation, and you can see Wabbit's in mid right now. He's looking for any of this, but Hades is going to be all alone in the A bomb site. He's going to get smoked off at Ticket Booth. Actually, excuse me, he's not, because there's no smokes left on the LG side, so this is going to be a difficult round. They've got to fight their way towards this plant. Wabbit on top of stairs is going to have a big job to do. And nothing coming in yet so far. Steel finally spots one out, but there's the peek from Wabbit. He finds Steel. And they're just getting shut out because of their lack of utility.
We can see here now as they try to press their way back in. Cole's going to come into the picture, lining up a pretty monster flank if he can catch Ocean, but Ocean, too, is careful as they've done this before. There's Fallen. He picks up one frag. Hades will catch the trade now as he's still in this, finds a second, and it's all on Cold with this 1 versus 2 now. He takes down Ocean, so he dispatches that threat. Good job on watching this, and for Follow Esports, both of these players stuck back behind Ticket Box, too. Only 5 seconds left, though, so won't be able to see LG do all that much here. Follow Esports will win it out by the timer. As we can see from Cole, they're trying to take him down behind the panel. 37 HP, and nope. Looks like he's going to make it out.
Woo! Filling those bullet holes.
It was a sit down and pray that he doesn't find the head there, basically.
3 kills in both of those losing round though for LG, so they've forced the economy to be low. That's going to force drops out. So still, Wabbit's able to get an AWP. Utility is going to be a little bit light on a couple players. I mean, you can see Elsa, Wabbit, and Hades only have 1 flash each, so that's a little bit scary for Follow Esports. So nicely done from LG. They've got 1 AK-47 that Cold managed to save, and they've got the upgraded pistols outside of that. Bolts is the only other one with armor, though. So this B defense, Ocean's got to come up huge again, like he's did at the beginning of this half, but he's going to be put under a lot of pressure.
And for LG, they go back to what's been working for them pretty consistently. Fallen will open things up with a kill here. Desi will find that trade once again back over in middle, so Follow Esports main take control, but now the push comes in. They're going to overwhelm Ocean with a nice flash. L's way out in the open. What the hell is he doing there? Bolts is going to be able to take him down. Now LG, they're pushing in. They've got the 3-on-2 advantage, but Desi picking up an additional frag. He gets the smoke to assist. Hades finds the kill too, and Bolts runs out there to the smoke. Desi doesn't even catch it, so Bolts is going to find that kill. He now grabs the upgrade to an M4, and Steel just closes it out. So again, on the cusp of an eco round, essentially, here we're going to see LG take the map, and I believe the final score is going to be 16-10.
Bolts goes man mode that round. Actually, Ocean tries to peek through that smoke. He gets a pop flash from his teammate, but he peeks too soon and it blinds him. That's what allowed that's what caused him to fall, which is a little bit unfortunate. But from there, it's just Bolts running through smoke. He's got opponents spraying at him with an M4, and he just runs right through it to eliminate him when they run out of bullets. So very nicely done from him. And that's, you know, we mentioned this. This is good for Luminosity. We said they need to be able to stabilize throughout their time in Europe. That's a good start to their night. They have a doubleheader. They've got a lot of matches this weekend. So a good start for them.
And the next one, guys, is going to be coming up here in just a few minutes. It's going to be them taking on Method. And that'll be coming up in about 5 minutes, guys. Make sure to stick around for that, and we'll be back in just a few minutes with more of the ESL ESEA Pro League right here on Twitch.
I think LG is going to take this one again. I thought they looked good. They didn't seem too affected. There are only a couple situations I noticed where that ping probably really affected them adversely in the last matchup. And Dust 2 is a map where I think they can really shine on some of these individual skill on some of their individual talent. Fallon, I expect him to have a good game. And on the other side, Method, they're a team that's really been struggling. They just brought Davey in. That hasn't really panned out too well in their favor. Not that he's playing poorly, just altogether, this team hasn't quite figured it out this season yet, which is a little bit of a shame. But I mean, they're going to win the knife round here more than likely, but I don't see them taking this match off LG.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see, of course, with LG proving that they can still fight through considering the lag. They're actually, Method, I should say, is actually going to be picking up the knife round here, so look at their choice of side. But it's on Dust 2, of course, so knife round not really being super duper crucial to deciding who was going to come out on top here, but keeping that in mind, if Method feel a little bit more confident on their T side, they could actually choose to start off there, which looks like they're not going to do. They're just going to start off over here on the CT side, so we'll go right into it.
I should say as well that Silent tweeted at me the other day that he's never won a match when I've casted it.
Is that true?
And he's on Method. I mean, I'm going to trust him. I haven't looked into it at all, but he's told me every time I cast an evening of him playing matches, they've gone winless across this whole season. So let's hope. Well, let's not hope, but let's see if that keeps up tonight.
Well, that settles it. Method are done for this game. Might as well just head on to the next one. But Method actually
just call it.
Yeah, that's it. Toy's gonna start things off well for his team, but Steel pops out for the trade over here onto Davey. See Silent moving in, trying to find that kill, and looks like he's not gonna go down just yet, but he does get killed, so that curse may very well be alive at this point. But Justin's gonna drop that. Actually catches that kill onto Furbo where he can escape inside of CT. So the whole thing's onto the A site for now, but nonetheless, Luminosity, they still want to make this push onto it, but there's some aggression coming out here from the members of Method to try and stop that from even happening, and still a minute left on the clock, so plenty of time for LG to play this out, but Steel looking to maybe push forward here. Strebber's going to be right into his face, and does he see him yet? He jumps over, catches that headshot, takes some damage down to 3 HP, but it doesn't even matter. He comes up there and finds a second kill into Toy. Anyway, Toy did take out his teammate, but he's still alive and well, and now it's got to be Justin to come out of the clutch, finds one kill, and it's him versus Cole to decide who wins the pistol round. The plant comes down. Justin looking for the Kukli shot, but not going to find it. He just has to sit back here, and he's safely behind the box. So imagine he's going to know this as he creeps forward. Cole jumps up. He gets a hit or two there, bring him down to 76 HP. So far, fairly evenly traded, but working forward. Cole again playing behind that box. Justin can't find a headshot just as of yet. It's even some more damage coming out now from Cole as he continues to jump up, but Justin gets the swipe headshot to shut him down, and there should be enough time still to get this defusal off. So Method, they're going to pick things up here and win the first round.
That was a really awkward 1v1 to play out there. It was really awkward with all the jumping. Neither player committing to a fight there. Actually, the play that Steel makes jumping down onto that ramp, I think that kind of ruined it. They had a 2-on-1 advantage, and while he probably felt uncomfortable because they don't know where the opponent was coming from, he puts himself into a hero situation where he either grabs that kill when he jumps down or he just dies, and that time he dies and gives away an advantage. Either way, we're going to see a second round buy-up here. And it's going to be a scout onto Fallen, but there's going to be armor across the board, 3 Tech 9s, and even a Galil onto Steel. So this is a pretty decent buy going up against 4 Famas and an ump.
And now, for these players, we'll see what they can mark up with this one. They're going to be going up against the full buy once again for Method as well. They go right for the big upgrades, 4 rifles, the 1 SMG on a toy to play a close quarters match back over there outside of the tunnels, but LG playing it very split up for the time being, not going to solidify themselves on any point just as of yet, and Strebber too, potentially waiting for an opportunity to get himself outside of the long doors and catch some of these guys on a flank, but still very cautious of a potential push. He won't be doing that, he falls back, and now this take over here on a cat is going to get started, and you can see Justin, he's probably going to be really the only player that has to stop this initially. Silent, of course, would work for a flank after they work their way up, but he won't be able to do anything initially, and that's going to place all the pressure on Justin to try to hold off this take.
Here comes the execute. Justin is blinded initially, and they drop down, and it's got to be onto Silent. He can't spray him down through the smoke, so now Justin's got to swing wide. He grabs the first kill, and he grabs a second one with the help of silence damage, but he's still alone on this rail. He gets a nice dink, and actually that might hold it off just long enough to win this round. Bolts has got to go for this plant, but he's so susceptible to a jumping shot, but it misses. Can't take him out, but from here, Method is just cleaning up, but it is a good plant for Luminosity. Fallen's the only one left with this scout, and he's getting flanked out by Davey, and there it is. He's going to fall, so a second round goes towards Method, only losing 1 member, even though they gave up the plant, but that's still a very nice round for them.
And obviously here with Luminosity, going into this next round too, considering the big buy they go for, probably going to have to see a pretty preservative round from these guys, otherwise that's not going to leave them with a whole lot of money coming into the actual buy round, so we'll go into it, probably not expecting too much as default pistols for the most part, and no, actually, Fallen at least is going to upgrade again to the Scout, and a PT-50 buy with some utility comes out from Steel. I imagine we won't see any armor behind this, but this is going to leave Fallen with not a whole lot of cash if they don't end up winning out this round.
He can get away with it, though. I mean, he can always just buy up Tech 9 and armor and have 4 AK-47s. That's still a very strong buy, especially when you consider he can salvage a weapon. And this just tells me they have something planned for this round. Fallen's going to be mid with the Scout. And they're all lining up over towards long. Justin, he's got an M4 right at the corner. He's going to fall away, though. That's going to leave Strebber not in the pit. He's going to be on the platform. He's so susceptible. If they just stream out, they can overwhelm him very quickly. He's got no cover, nowhere to fall back to. And if they come out along, that might be a good kill. He gets blind, but he's still staying on top of this. But there's Fallen getting into a little bit of a battle up towards Catwalk, and he pushes the defense back, and no committal yet from LG anywhere.
LG taking a good old time here, hoping Method themselves try to get a little bit aggressive, and Trevor now catching on to the fact that this may be happening, goes for the safety molly to put it just outside of those long doors. Even some Method players starting to rotate out to try and get more info. That's Silent again, rotating over towards middle to try and catch these guys. Won't really be happening, and as for the rest of the team now, they get themselves up on Xbox. They're going to transfer this into a cat take, I imagine, in just a second, but hold on, as this could be a mid to B split, and that looks like it's going to be the plan after all. As Steel's still stuck up in those tunnels, Fallen trying to make his way through. 45 seconds, so still plenty of time to play this out, but they're on their way through middle now. They've got a smoke on a bolt that they could use here, but I think they're just going to use Steel to try and scout things out and hopefully find an opening shot. He grabs that, bringing Silent down to 30 HP, so he's going to be a little bit cautious. Now they smoke it out after, and look as well, there's a player pushing from Cat. Bolts actually finishes him off with an 8, but he does claim at least 1 kill. Now Fur and Bolts, though, finding the 2-kill combo, and Davey with that very messy spray. Fallen's going to be able to take him down with just a nice little shot that comes out, and now they've got control of the B site, so the plant's going to come down, and Strebber and Justin have to try to retake from CT spawn.
Very weak defense at that B bomb site. They're able to take it. Fallen with the jumping shot. He combines out of Strebber. That's going to force the remaining member back. Justin's just got to save this gun. They're going to try not to let him get away with it. He's going to be under fire the whole way. The Scout's at the boxes and jumping up, and he's just being fired and pinned down into CT spawn, so they're eventually going to overwhelm Method, but how does this defense collapse? LG, they only really sent one player out mid to really pressure that B bomb site. He gets 1 kill, and then Davey can't land one. But still, Method falls to an attack that they should have not collapsed to.
I couldn't be completely honest, I just don't think they were expecting a B take to happen there at all. I think they were fully aware that it was going to happen either over or up through cat or just a long push. They weren't expecting a B push to happen at all.
Right, LG did a great job applying pressure up towards Catwalk. Fallen also got a free shot up through CT spawn with that Scout, so that put the A defenders in a little bit of a scary situation where they didn't want to rotate. Now look at this anti-eco, very fast, but it's a buy-up. Toy's got the M4, he sprays down the first one, he's completely blind. He's in the open, but so is LG. Fur can't see anything. Toy grabs a second one. Is he going to get a third? No, they eventually traded out. Although he does pick up 3 kills there right at the end, and now it's all onto Cold as Justin takes out Steel in middle. He doesn't even have the bomb. That fell over towards the tunnel, so he's going to have to peek window, and he runs out of bullets on a kill that he could have very easily had. Silent down to 15 HP, but can't get finished up, and that might have just sealed the deal.
Still trying to get the spray down there on the Justin as he's dropped the 50 HP, goes into a little bit of a battle, and again, choosing to just take these battles one by one instead of actually going for the plant, but it's working out for the time being. And keep in mind, all of this play has happened very, very early. There's still a minute left. He could actually, if he really wants to, fall back, go back over towards mid, and actually plant on A, but he's just going to take his time for the time being here. Strebber still at full HP. Silent obviously very low, so he's going to have to be careful. But Cold, there's a very plausible chance that he might be able to win this out after all, especially now that Strebber shifts his perspective over towards middle. So he's going to pop out. We see the nice shot coming out from Silent. And that position does manage to allow him to grab the kill after all. So a situation that could have very well been clutched out by LG does not go their way. And Method will once again swing right back and maintain the lead up to 3-1 for now.
That was a very winnable 1-on-2 there at the end. And it's just Silent who had a really awkward off angle. That was not expected whatsoever, but they stabilize, and it's still another buy out of LG. So they're going to go up. Fallen has that scout again, 3 AK-47s, and a Deagle on the first, so this is actually a pretty solid force buy. On the other hand, Method with 2 SMGs, they're at a slight disadvantage here.
And Fallen's going to try to push forward here, too. He does get a nice little shot on Silent to bring him down once again, as Silent just can't seem to get very lucky at all in these early rounds. Always them to get lit up first. Thankfully, he survives and comes into play in the later round like we just saw there. But still, now for LG, pretty much everybody's still armed up with those rifles, as we've seen before. They just go back to the default cat setup very, very slowly, sneaking their way up towards here, but Justin not ready for it at all. We can see there's not a whole lot of defense onto that A site, and almost all this defense is going to come in from Strebber at this point, but he's extremely overexposed. If they all rush in, he's going to be a dead man. There won't be enough space for him to fall back and get himself into a safe spot, and the long push is open for the taking too, so even if he does get an opportunity to fall back over onto Goose, that long player should be able to catch him out, and now he's been found out. He's just going to take up an open spot, though, and he can't win it. Fur pops up with a Deagle and wins that trade. Now Justin, though, coming out from CT spawn, finds 1 kill, looking for more, but Toy on the flank there is also going to come into a big play here. He picks up 1 kill, Bolt's finding another frag, but there's Toy just rolling back and eliminating all of the offensive from LG, as Fur and Bolts are both going to get knocked out, and now it's just Steel, who's sitting over here alone. He's got the control of it for the time being, but no way to push up, no way to get back control of the bomb, and Method here with just such a solid hold. Justin coming up, he gets a little bit of damage onto him, and now he's going to slowly try to creep forward, looks for the headshot, he finds it on the Toy, but the repeat from Justin allows him to take him down, and Method once again win out the round.
That flank couldn't have come at a better time from lower B, because like you said, Strebber out in the open in that A bomb site. No cover whatsoever, just chilling in front of those bomb boxes. He gets dropped immediately, but Fallen not ready for a flank once again to be that quick. 2 members coming up catwalk before they even get into the bomb site eliminates any opportunity for even a plant, but Fallen, I think every single round, he's bought a scout. He's got one again. So they're going to go for some long-range battles, using these Deagles almost as secondary scouts, because if one of those Deagle connects, or if the scout hits, I mean, those Deagles can clean it up pretty well, and you can see Davies down to 63, Silence down to 34. So this is a little bit of a situation where these Deagles can now do some damage.
A good nade stack comes in here. Steel, Bolts, and Cold all drop down pretty low. I was actually just going to highlight the fact that Steel's been buying this because he almost every single time gets at least 1 shot on a Silent. So this is like the 3rd round in a row now where he gets hit and is dropped down to about 35 HP. So he, again, is basically stuck to sit inside. He's got the op buy up now, but he's going to be very, very detached from the take. And this is what we saw previously on an eco from LG that allowed them to take it. Justin will re-rotate now with the rifle to get himself over here towards middle. But if LG come in and it's a strong push, then they could very well overwhelm these 2 Method defenders once again. Davies even bringing his attention over here towards middle right now, not really watching out for what's happening, but he shifts back down, and Toy's going to spot this as they try to push in, so it looks like he should be able to execute it. A nice shot from Fallen, and it takes him down, but there's Davey hiding in the corner. He's going to take out 1, finds a second, re-hides into the pocket, and obviously Justin coming in there to close it out, as he's going to be able to safely keep himself alive from within the pocket.
That position and back plat from Toy, he gets 2 kills with it, but more importantly, he spots so many of them, so it buys time for the rotations. They've got to stop to find him, and they're still stuck inside the choke point, so once Davey gets positioned back at the bomb site, 1 other player rotates over. That was Justin. There was pretty much no chance of that hit having any success. But still, LG, they're going to have 4 AKs again. Another scout onto Fallen, not giving up quite yet, even though the money now is building up on Method, as they only lost 1 player that round. But there's some nice damage out of Strebber, but Silent, he eliminates Fur, takes him out with a nice op headshot. 5 on 4 now, and Luminosity spread out across the map.
LG looking to try to get themselves back over here and try to find their way onto the site, but them already being down a player. Roberts, actually, as I mentioned too, here, not really getting a kill, but finally, at the very least, getting an assist for himself, as previously he hasn't really done a whole lot here to try and impact for Method. And now the rest of LG split themselves up. They're going to try to go for this A take. Strebber, again, will end up being tested out towards the long doors, but the bomb carrier actually does decide to not push out here. He's going to fall back and regroup with the rest of the team, as they may end up going for the cat push. They will solidify themselves towards middle here to maybe play out and watch out for anybody for Method on that respect, but... And actually, no, it's going to evolve again. It's going to be that mid to B take that they've been trying to work for.
They're going to do it slowly one more time. So coming out with no smoke yet. They're going to peer up towards the window. Bolt spotted one, but he's spotted in return, so that's not going to prompt a peek. But there's a counter flash over the wall. No one peeks with it, so everyone inside the B bomb site playing very defensively. There's Toy backplied. He gets one before being taken out, but Davey, they get traded immediately. It's a 2-on-3 now. The bomb's got to cross, and there's no smokes to block off door or anything. Seal does pick a smoke up on his way into the bomb site. So he's going to get this bomb planted with his teammate covering him. There's a long flank out of Strebber, so this defense, this retake, is going to have to wait for him to come in.
And for Roberts now, he's going to rotate into the long way, trying to get himself over here to try and work towards that tunnel. Cole to be ready for this, but he's getting pressure from the doors, so his attention to some degree is going to be averted. Now as Roberts works his way out, though, it actually doesn't get spotted by Cold, so he's going to get dinked there, dropped down to 17 HP, and in the meantime, Steel picks up a kill. Cold gets the response, and now Cold trying to close things out in this one-on-one. Roberts has to come through, trying to get a little bit closer to find that final frag, with timers also going down. He's going to pick up the headshot, but now he's got the kit, and I think he's going to have enough time. So Roberts finally onto the board for himself and his team, and also clutching out the round there to bring himself back in Method. Get themselves very much so in the lead now. It's 6-1 against LG.
Steel was just trying to delay that as long as possible, just popping up. And Strebber knew his smart play from him. He knows the timer is running low, so he pushes up very, very aggressively towards the bomb site, not waiting to take that fight. Eventually just gets a nice spam kill, but Steel didn't really have the HP to dedicate to a fight there. So Strebber wins that one out in the end, got to a dicey situation. Their economy's still so low. They do have an op on the back of Silent, who got the opening pick in the last round. But LG doing a great job despite not winning rounds. They're keeping the economy low, so as soon as they win one, it's going to force a save at a Method. That'll allow them to close the gap a little bit. The question is just, are they going to be able to win one of these rounds out completely?
And now Method sort of realizing that LG have always been favoring the push onto the B site, since the natural defense is overall fairly weak for most of the time, and they can always at the very least get themselves onto the site. Roberts is pushed through inside of the long connector doors there. Maybe going to look for a frag, but obviously LG are ready for this one. First position for it. And if Strebber tries to push his way out, he's going to get very easily caught out. But beyond this, of course, a very default setup from the rest of Method. Silent putting himself just over by the ramp positioning here. Can fall back to Car if a long push comes in, but that probably won't be happening. It's looking like a cat lineup again here, but obviously with all the mid to B splits we've been seeing, Justin too is going to hang out in middle for the time being, just being very, very wary of potential push from there. But Luminosity, they know that they're going to be a little bit fidgety on that push from Cat too, so they're going to use this as their advantage. They throw the smokes and whatnot back over onto Cat to indicate a push will be coming there, but then, surprise, it's the mid to B split once again, and now they're going to try to push him from this angle, and Justin has no way to respond to this initially. He's been smoked out. He goes for the flash, but this is going to be very up. But no, they don't even realize he flashes, so he just comes out, picks up a kill. Toy finds another, but that's the only one he's going to be able to grab. Thankfully, Toy picks up an additional kill on the Bolts, and that's going to counter out a lot of the kills that LG's been making, but Steel as well kills Toy. Now for the rest of Method, they're going to try to work this retake. Thankfully, they're in pretty good positions to go for it here. Silent has a little bit of work to do to get himself into a good spot, but if Roberts or Strebber can come out on top here and take down Steel, at least they can still make this retake happen very quickly.
Scary situation. The bomb was dropped by Justin in mid. They had to go recover it, so that delays the plant time. There's one Molotov on a fur. He just uses it now, but Strebber, he's going to pressure into the halls. He finds that kill on the fur, so it's just one member left. That's Steel. He gets the headshot from Silent coming in through window. Now he's got to win this duel, but Strebber with the pre-fire, he's going to find that kill. So once again, it comes down to a 1v1 of this B bomb site, and Strebber wins it again. Double kill for him on the round. Luminosity cannot close any of these out. It's now going to be 7-1 for Method.
And for Luminosity, just keep trying to go back to that mid to B split after they try and fake it from all sorts of different angles here, but almost never panning out in their favor. What's so interesting about it too is they almost always get themselves onto the site. You can tell, I mean, we can see they've been pretty consistently getting a plant. Even when they haven't been getting it, they've probably had an opportunity at some point to get the plant, but usually just one player trying to decide to try and clutch it out essentially and look for the kills before he goes for it. So they always get themselves onto the site because that natural defense for Method is very weak, but the retake power, they just can't seem to be able to stop that, as Luminosity time and time again fail in that aspect. But finally, now we're just going to go directly for a cat take here. Silent already picking up one of the kills here. He's going to be able to shut down Fallen. Bolts also is going to get eliminated now by Strebber. And again, Luminosity are going to have to slow it down in a big way, and they'll fall back over here and bring the bomb into the tunnels to try and work a B taking again.
I like the call, though, out of LG there. They know there's a lot of long play going on by Method. They're sending 2 to 3 members there at the start of every round, so Fallen just runs all the way up catwalk with his knife. No cares in the world. He actually, look at this, he brought Silent down to 8 HP. So close to being a kill. That would have opened up the A bomb site. They'd already be in, but there's Cold. He takes out Silent. That's over towards A, but like you said, the bomb in these B tunnels is going to creep in slowly. Toy spotted one member out, though. He hears the shots. He throws some nades, and he tries to stay passive, but Fur, overly aggressive, drops him off the mat. They still got to worry about Cold, who's watching for these flanks in mid. He's going to come out double doors towards CT spot. He might just catch Justin. Justin's going to clear it, though, the pre-fire. Nicely done under Cold. Drops him. The bomb is getting planted, but once again, can LG close this one out?
and it's going to be the retake that they have to watch out for. They are a man up on Method's side of things. They try to push their way out, but that's way too aggressive as two players are waiting for them, so that's an easy takedown. The pop flash from Davey as well. In they go, and the pop flash is perfect. Strebber, that's an easy walk-in and a kill for him. So Method just with a textbook retake there. Once again, keep their lead in their favor. And after we pass that somewhat ironic scoreline now, 7-1 against the Brazilians. And I'll jump it up to 8-1 here for Method. Again, Luminosity just failing time after time again in the post plant.
Did you just make a World Cup reference?
Yeah, man.
That's too soon.
You know,
It's way too soon.
you know how great it would have been if Method was a German team, dude?
Do you know how angry everyone in chat is about to be with you?
Yeah.
Either way, LG back at it again. Continue to buy. They've gotten so many plants. 3 plants in the last 3 rounds. Not able to close any of them out. This is just starting to get brutal now. And Method, they're able, with 3 members surviving that round, they're allowed to build up the bank and stay stabilized. The thing is, Strebber's been getting aggressive out towards the long because they've spent so much emphasis over towards Catwalk and mid. If he pushes through this again, this time there's members of LG right on the other side of the smoke. A pop flash through, but it doesn't blind him. He's able to spray 2 down. Can he get more? He's got to pull out the pistol. He runs out of bullets, switches it out for an AK-47. He's going to get a 3rd and a 4th. He holds strong, and Luminosity just gets slaughtered coming through the doors.
That was target practice for Strebber there. And Justin, of course, is going to find the final player, see a little bit away from the rest of his team, but still Justin just executing every single player, holds the angle in the door, doesn't even let him get through, body blocks him, and then just finishes him off with the AK. Not a whole lot else to add there. And Method, again, so far, just absolutely decimating LG on the CT side. We'll see the buy-up come out from LG, but again, it's mostly Galil's a Tech 9 on a Bolt, and he's obviously the player with the most utility because he's gone for that choice. The rest of these guys, they at the very least have 4 smokes to work with, but without flashes or anything, again, post-plants are probably going to be a pretty big issue.
I don't think LG saved this entire half. Not once. We haven't seen Fallen with an AWP this whole time. He's had scouts like 5 or 6 rounds. So this time, it's 4 Galils on the board for LG. Now they just have to put rounds on. They can't just keep giving him up. Fallen gets tagged up with a little bit of damage. That's silent in mid with the AWP. The first real mid presence we've seen out of Method in this whole half. Oh, nice shot by Davey. Just fires through the smoke, drops Fallen. He's going to be a little bit upset about that one. Flash comes out in mid, but there's the Molotov in return. It only lets 2 come out. Cold's burning down to 10 HP. He smokes it off and comes through, and he backs him up perfectly. Silent tries to make a play through the smoke, can't do it. So this B-split is looking promising so far until Toy in the back of the site. And Davey over towards Car. They have a great setup, and the bomb is down.
And this is the one thing that so far had been going well for LG, was the fact that they were always able to take out the natural defenders on the B site, but now Davey's still alive, and he's just going to be able to shut it down. That was a great play from Cold there, where he actually sits in the molly, makes it look like he takes all that damage, and that there's nothing else there, but then he smokes it and is able to take out Silent. But unfortunately, finally an inability from LG to take out both Toy along with Davey, who almost or always falling there, pretty much stops the push outside and middle, and Method are able to shut it down from there.
This is getting dangerous now. I think LG's starting to run out of steam. They haven't, these last 2 rounds, they haven't had success whatsoever in either of them, even dating back to maybe 3 rounds. Cold's going to get out long very quickly. He gets dinked up by Nate. He does find that opening kill into Justin. There's finally a good start for LG. Strebber's still here, though, with the AK-47. He's not falling back. He's going to take this battle. Nice headshot onto Cold. Just splays him out across the map. Now he can fall back. He's got a teammate with him. That's going to be Silent with the AWP, and they're just going to retreat into the bomb site, so they get away safely. And now LG, if they want to push up long, they've got an op to deal with, but they're just going to fall away from it.
And as they pull away now, I imagine that this could end up shifting into a very familiar stat we've seen time and time again. Davey, though, actually getting a little bit aggressive with this now as he presses up here, trying to line up a closeout onto these final 3 players, but I think the play is going to come in a little bit too quickly. It's great in spirit, because if we do see this mid to B split again, then he can just easily shut it down, but it looks like finally LG may end up deciding to try and push up on a cat to try to go for an A-tick here. Steel moves out in middle of the noise, and again, this is him trying to catch these players out, trying to get that overt aggression. Toy looking for it, though, and Toy can see up on top of this boosted spot that there is no push coming in, and he's going to catch Steel as he rotates in there, too, so there's an easy And now, again, this LG push is not going to go anywhere. Silent and Strebber find the final 2 kills, and Method, again, win it out 11-1, and obviously with those first 2 kills, doesn't really let Luminosity do too much else at the end of that round.
LG just, they don't apply too much pressure early on in these rounds that there's so much smoke left for Method players at the end. You can see them forming up on catwalk for a hit, and the smoke just stops them right in their tracks before they can execute. So Strebber's just able to sit behind these very, very safely, not have to worry about anything. So now LG in a huge hole, down 1-11. They're still buying out because they absolutely have to win. Fer gets an opening kill, and this is promising if they continue onto the B bomb site. Toy's the only one left. Fur grabs 2 in this round. That's a good start, but the bomb is down. Look at this aggression on Catwalk. Silent and Strebber both push out. They have complete control now. And even though LG has B, the bomb is down in mid. And Strebber and Silent, they can hold this off.
Silent finds another shot on a goal to take him down. Follow him with the response once again, but now it's just Silent from the Method side, so we may finally have a round for Luminos. Silent trying to hold his own ground, gets a nice molly down. It's almost going to be enough to finish off Fallen, but as he presses forward at this point with 2 players heavily lit, might have to try and trade that out. Even gets rid of the op 2 as he knows this is going to be a hard round in the clutch, but thankfully there's a Galil on the ground. He's going to have that armed up their way onto the B side to try to plant there and to play it out.
So, very unlikely situation. He does have a kit, but he has a Galil going against 3 members of LG, but he's got Fallen at 1 and Fur at 10. Probably doesn't know exactly how low they are, but 2 well-placed bullets can just destroy the dreams of Luminosity one last time, but it doesn't look like he wants to go for it. He's going to get flanked out from Fur. 10 HP, plays that really well. That's a good round from Fur. 4 kills for him. Luminosity gets their second onto the board, but it might be too late in this matchup.
Alright, am I good now?
For the time being.
Yeah, I'm back in about 10 seconds, so... But Method again now, obviously, already with the 11 points on the board in their CT side. Not a whole lot else. Luminosity can maybe come back from once again. We'll see if they pick up these last few rounds, and that wouldn't be too bad. That would definitely still be recoverable, but if even one more round is picked up by Method, that may shift it into sort of a ludicrous comeback territory at this point and make it all too much effort, especially if they're going to end up dropping that pistol round right from the get-go. Lining up for the mid to be split. They just go right for it this time. No games being played. We'll see how well the entry goes here as they push in.
Toy's going to be right behind this smoke. Throws a Molotov through, but it is going to be a mid-B split. I'm not sure they're aware of it quite yet. Davey, finally he turns for the window, spots one, can't get the kill, and he's eventually just going to get pushed on. But no, he's still alive somehow, although his teammate has fallen. Now he has no bullets in his M4, just waiting to die, and LG finally swarms into the site. They're going to take it. Another good round out of them. It is 3-on-2. There is still opportunity for Strebber and Silent to come back into this round. You can see Silent looking for some kind of an M4, something better to retake the bomb site with, but Method's going to have to get a kill early on. There is one smoke. They both do have kits, but it looks like they're going to make the safe call as another molly plumes over towards the double doors, and with the economy now finally broken for Method, they've been on the verge of it all half, and finally LG forces them to fall back, save their weapons, because next round they can't buy. Strebber's only got 350, Silent's got 750, and likewise his teammate Davies at 750. So this is going to be a strained purchase in the next round for Method. So LG do buy themselves a small window by looking like they're going to get up towards 4 rounds.
And obviously, again, here now for Method, maybe giving the players from Luminosity a small chance for them to get back into this game. It'll have to come out perfectly on that final round, as we said before. Otherwise, Method will still be leading it regardless by a very big margin. But there's an absolutely ginormous difference between 12-3 and 11-4 here, especially if Method can't come through with this final round. They're going to get a couple guns tossed around to teammates here, as we can see. So still going to be looking at, probably one of the... as it pans itself out, just actually gets the 5th. So they get everybody armed up, but the utility on those that had to get donated guns was going to be very, very limited indeed. And that will potentially be a bad thing for these players. But they actually go right onto the aggression from the get-go here. Trevor, Justin does end up pulling away from this one now, and it doesn't look like LG are actually going to challenge it right immediately here, as there was a couple nades that were spotted. But in the meantime, Davey gets challenged back over here in the B tunnels. He's going to close that out. They should know that it's clear from there now, but Strebber as well, catching one that comes out there in the long tunnel. Steel finds the response, and they've got some control there, and now they're working to get themselves onto the A site too, and there's no defense here. Nobody's up on the platform. Steel kills the long carrier, and now they're going to have to try to work for a retake already here, as they had nobody on that site to defend it.
Yeah, Justin had to make a decision whether he's going to stay towards long or try and defend the A bomb site, and he chose long, but he gets dropped from the map, so it's a 3-on-3 retake. Fur watching Catwalk, and Davey just jumps up on the sandbags, doesn't check anything. He gets dropped, and Fur finds another one. Nice shots from Fur, but Toy is the third person, and Fur was not ready for that. So even though he swings out through fire, Steel's going to finish him off, so Luminosity does grab their 4th. Despite 2 early kills going the way of Method, it looked a little bit dicey for a second, then it turns completely around. So nice end of the half from Luminosity. They spent that entire half just trying to win 1 to break the economy, and they end up with 4. It just couldn't happen. So good half from Method there. Gives them a great chance. 11-4 going into the Terror side. But now, into the pistol round, as Blue is going to check on his mic, because we know it's having some issues, or his internet, whatever it might be. Fallen's got 2 flashbangs and a kit. He's going to boost a couple players up on a Catwalk. And this is going to be very fast, long presence from Method. They stream out right now. Fallen's got to be careful. He does get blinded a little bit. He peeks. He sees one at the corner. He's going to stay to fight. He just gets dropped. without any kind of a response. But because of the cat boost, there's going to be two members flanking very quickly. But Davey knows it's a possibility, but he's not ready for two. They stream out, they grab that kill. Toy, meanwhile, in the A bomb site, grabs one. So now they can solidify this defense. Steal, he's going to be all alone coming up this A ramp, and Strebber over towards the car. He finds one kill. That's Silent, excuse me. But 2-on-3 retake now, and two members on Catwalk. This is looking very good for Method. Strebber just playing inside the site. Nice shot onto Steal. Streams out, grabs that one. Justin peeks, grabs Fur, not able to retake the site. 12-4 now for Method, and that might have just been the death blow for Luminosity.
And with that round being picked up, as you've already said here, won't really be able to see too much else being purchased up by the members from LG this time around. We'll see them go for their force spot up on pistols, but now they're on the CT side, so we can't see them do something absolutely crazy like the Galil Bip they went for on the previous half here. So now we'll see what they can do. They got the Deagles in the hands of Steel and Bolton. If they can pick up some nice headshots on there. Fur as well has one. I haven't mentioned that as of yet, but if they can do some work with that, then maybe, just maybe, we can see them survive. But Method are once again going to be leading by a very, very big margin. And obviously, again, if they can stack up so much cash early on here with these SMGs, that's going to make it that much harder. But they push in. Bolts with a nice opening shot, though. But in comes Strebber now. 2 kills for him as he takes down both Bolts and Fur. The rotations will come in from LG, but they've already got control. They're looking to hold, but it doesn't matter. Steel gets the Juan Dig, shuts down Strebber. And now as well here, Cold, he's going to get approached on by Davey. Fallen gets the response there. They take him down, and this will be a 2-on-2 hold. And as well, at least one of these players is going to get an upgraded gun. I imagine the second one can too, if he would apologies, if he would want it.
Very fast take from Method, but one player not watching the flank on Catwalk too closely, and he lets two slip by. Steel up on Catwalk right now, trying to get something done with the Deagle, but the SMG is going to win that duel. Fallen can't find anything either, so Silent finishes off the last two. 13-4 now. LG, just like the first half with these force buys, cannot get the win in that round. So we're going to go forward. They're going to have a very light buy here. Fallen will be able to have the AWP into that fourth round, and that'll be their saving grace. They're going to have to go on a stand and a huge run if they want a chance at forcing overtime.
And for this third round, not really much else they're going to be able to do. Method do sneak through. Some heavy losses coming into their favor as LG at the very least pick up those 3 kills, but not really any saves coming in from these players. Very minimal upgrades, of course, and now they're not really going to be able to do too much else here. So Method will be looking at the 14 point. And as you said here, really only one gun round away from closing it out. They've got to hold things up there on that 4th round, otherwise it's all going to be game over. And then this one, of course, Method's going to open it up once again. 2 kills to none so far traded out. Fallen's trying to pop and shoot here. Bolts is at least going to grab 1 kill back over towards Long, but obviously, it doesn't really matter with all the other kills going by the way of Method. They're not even going to need the plant to close it out. They just finish things off. Almost a team ace. Unfortunately, Davey wasn't able to get anything, but it's exactly as we expected now, bringing things up to 14-4.
The last stand of Luminosity. They have the AWP out. They have the FAMAS on the Cold. They have no kits, though. And a little bit light on utility in terms of Fur and Fallen. They have no nades whatsoever. Well, Fur has a flashbang, and Fallen picks up a smoke there right at the end. So it's going to turn out pretty decent. They're going to cross over. No one on Method with an AWP, so they're not even looking for the cross. Very fast long attack. The corner is smoked off. Fur spams right through. Nice nade, though. They trade some kills, but there's Bolts in the pit. He's been biding his time. Now he pops up and he grabs 2. Good defense. And it's quickly down to just Silent. He's got to win this battle, bring it back into a 2-on-2. But quickly, Cold's coming in to bail his teammate out of that pressure. Silent wins the battle, but is he ready for that? He's not. Cold wins it. Strebber watching for a lurk out mid. He gets dinked, but he finds that kill, brings it into a 1-on-1. And now he's got a decision to make. They know exactly where they both are, and Cold's just going to get aggressive. This might just catch off Strebber. He's rotating back up mid, back towards the toxic barrels at the top. But is he going to be prepared to check this corner immediately to his left? Because that's where Cold is waiting.
I think he's waiting for the push to come out from Long, but it's already happened at this point, so he's going to have to figure out that he's over there on those barrels, and there he goes. He exposes himself, so Cold just shuts it down. And LG pick up the exact round they needed to keep themselves alive. A very long way to go to get themselves really back into this game, as they still took some heavy losses in that round, so their economy is basically going to be on the edge of being broken, and still, Method, of course, making it out of those anti-ecos very cleanly. Will be able to go for another buy themselves for the most part here. The only thing that'll be missing is Davies' rifle. Silent even still getting his hands back onto the op, and if we still see them coming out here, then that's still a broken economy for Luminosity, and unfortunately probably still the GG at that point.
Oh, it looked like it was going to be a fast B play at a Method, but they called it off right at the last second. You're exactly right. They took 4 kills in that last round. So you can see Fallen stuck onto his scout. They still only have 1 kit. That's on Fur. But very fast play from Method as they're going to come streaming up the catwalk. They just quickly smoke off mid and get up. They're just... And this is kind of a taste of LG's own medicine. They're just playing very, very quickly. Then a molly off the bomb site. It's just Bolts who's on the railing. He's got to defend this. He's only got a FAMAS though. I'm not sure he's aware how many people are close up. And there it is. That A defense just gets annihilated. Davey out from Long. He drops 1. And Justin with the other. Very well done by Method so far.
Fallen trying to get a response kill. He does bring Silent down low, but not going to be enough in order to finish him off. So it's Cold and along with Steel here, trying to work for something. Cold picks up 1 kill here, but still, obviously, Method with pretty much full control. Both of these players trying to rework this retake here from CT, but they can't do it. And now Toy opens up the flank, finishes up the final 2. And that pretty much sets the score at this point here. 15 points for Method. No money left for Luminosity. They're going to be force buying, and not even a single player going to be able to afford a single rifle for the entire team. So probably going to see it close out here. And for Method, they will upset here. Not really upset, but they'll be able to win the game against Luminosity and make them go 1-for-1 for tonight.
It's definitely an upset in my opinion. I mean, the pings kind of throw it off playing from Europe. That's not the greatest thing in the world, so it makes it a little bit less impactful, but still, the dominant fashion in which Method is doing it is very, very cool. And it's just going to be a fast B play, and this is a perfect call because Steel's the only one here, and he's not ready for this. He gets 1 kill, recovers very nicely, finds 1, but Silent and Justin both get 1, so it is going to be a 4-on-3. And Cold even gets spotted out trying to sneak around the smoke, but he falls. Now this is pretty much all over for Luminosity. They better hit some amazing shots. Legendary shots better come out. Fur grabs 1, and I mean, Bolts is on the rotate through T-spawn. He's so far away, so that clock is going to just tick down, and Fur's got the AWP. That's not a good weapon to retake this bomb site, so very tough spot for them to be in, especially as Bolts falls. Fur better be a wizard.
As they move their way back into here, Fur, he is going to be able to get his way through, but unfortunately, although he picks up 1 kill, Roberts/Trevor trades it back out very quickly, so there you have it. 16-6 is going to be the final scoreline here at the end of the match. LG will go 1-1 for tonight. So far, Method will be going 1-0, but they're not done just yet either. They have another match coming up here in just a little bit against Winter Fox.
Yeah, so we mentioned it's going to be the evening of teams that are playing from Europe. So Winter Fox is going to have that doubleheader next, and that'll be cool to see. And they've actually got a third person. It depends on which lineup they're using, but they believe they have 3 people in NA now, which is going to help them, has helped them tremendously recently. Pull off some wins these past few days and give them a little bit of that confidence back. And if you want to check through and see any of those wins, check out some stats of all these matches that are going on tonight, as well as any of our upcoming schedules. You can check it out on the Score eSports app. You can download that through the iOS, the Apple Store, or the Google Play Store. Very cool app to check out our schedule moving forward into the weekend. And we will be right back after the break. That match is scheduled for about 15 minutes from now.
It's going to be over here on Inferno, of course, which, again, when it comes to more team-sided focused things like over here on the CT side, that may become a little bit problematic, but we'll see how that goes, and we'll see which side they're going to start off to begin with here, as the knife round will be getting started. Method won this really pretty dominantly previously, and now we'll see if they can pull it off again, as obviously with it being inferior, you definitely want to try to win out the knife round here to get that start on the very coveted CT side.
Yeah, that's going to be huge, and Winter Fox pretty much 0 chance of losing this round. Actually, as I say that, Rix does absolutely no damage on the knife, so Toy can actually find some 1v1 now, and it's a real issue. Oh, he wins it, the 1-on-3. That's heartbreaking for Winter Fox. Oh, man.
Toy, the knife legend.
I mean, that doesn't necessarily have a huge impact, but on a map like this that can be so CT-sided, that's a little bit worrying. Not a huge deal. So I'm sure Winter Fox isn't going to mind too much. This is a team. Both these teams are at the bottom of the standings, but I think Winter Fox just recently has been playing much better. Method with that nice win. This time they're going to be going against more players. It's going to be a more equal footing in terms of the ping. So they've got a test ahead of them, even starting on the CT side.
Alright guys, so here we go. Pistol round getting rocking and rolling here. It's Method versus Winter Fox once again at the ESL ESEA Pro. They get a quick play from Winter Fox to move themselves out, but they don't even know they're being flanked. Thankfully, Lex is going to be able to catch one of them, but Toy sitting behind the barrel gets some nice damage back over here on to Lex. He's going to try to pop out and get some more, but now he's been smoked off, and he's taking some more hits from Lex once again as he continues to press forward and try to push onto these guys, but they've been sort of unflanked now as they're going to be able to work their way back up through the middle. There's Rick's picking up a kill, but Toy finds the response. So far, he's definitely doing some good work, but there's Lex once again being able to find out Justin. Now Toy grabs another frag, and unfortunately for Toy, he's been completely blinded, so they're finally going to be able to take him down, and off of the cusp of that anger, picks up the final kill for Winter Fox as well to give them the pistol round.
Lex was just gaming that round, just running around in the smoke, hiding himself, taking some shots, hiding back in the smoke, in and out like a ninja. Really well done from him. He stayed alive so long, distracted so many Method players from getting into that A-bomb site. That's the perfect response out of Winter Fox, too. They noticed there was so much mid-aggression. Once they saw the number of players that had pushed down and were pushing down Banana, they just booked it into those A-halls and got the bomb planted immediately, and they just win it from there. So, more investment out of Method into the second round. 3 members with armor, all upgraded pistols.
And we're going to see a little bit of a boost coming up here, too, over on that B site. Toy pressing himself up to there. They could get a nice double spray set up here if they try to work their way in. Toy, unfortunately, probably going to be left a little bit overexposed initially because of Strebber playing behind the fountain itself. But if you press forward, that could be a great setup for WinterFox. It's not really looking like they've decided to push in towards here just as of yet. Obviously, taking their time playing things out in the open. In the meantime, Lex tried to go crazy there once again, but unfortunately, he's going to get shut down by Silent. So that attempt to get info and try to drive a wedge in between Method here very early on is not going to go so well. However, over here on the B site, things go much smoother, and they essentially just waltz right into the site, picking up 2 kills along the way.
Yeah, that was their only option, was to hit that B site. Once Lex falls trying to push up ramp side, not even dealing any damage whatsoever, the rest of them are just confined to Banana, and they have to make that hit. No map control pretty much anywhere else, so nicely taken B bomb site. The rest of Method just setting up. You can see Justin down in mid. Davies there with him. They're just going to set up for some exit kills, and Silent with the MAC-10 over towards A. He's doing the same thing, so WinterFox, it's going to be a scary exit out of this B bomb site. They don't have to commit all the way down towards T ramp, but Anger's going to lead the way anyways with this AK-47. He's going to spot 2. He gets taken out. There's a third dead. Rix falls. Oh, and a fourth as well. This is beautifully done from Method here at the end, and now XP3, he's just trying to mow him down with the P90, but they all fall. Nice round from Method. Davey salvages that AK-47. That is crushing for WinterFox.
They get the plant, though, and they come out on top, but obviously with the heavy losses and the big scavages coming out from Method now, they can really try to put a dent into these players in the next round, even tossing some of the guns back out there. So we're going to see the buy from Method this time around, and they'll try to put a stop to WinterFox before they can really gain any more momentum here. You can even see, too, the full buyouts onto these players. They still resume the buy for the most part. XP3 is to sit back a little more, just trying to save up money for the op buy, but for the rest of these guys, they go for the rebuys, and we'll have to see just how well things go, as now it's going to be a much more even matchup here. Silent, interestingly enough, going out towards middle there initially, but not proceeding upon as they don't find anything from WinterFox, and again, just pretty much held back for the most part here. Justin is pushed out a little more, so he might get himself into a small battle with Flowsick as he presses forward, but it's all going to be dependent on if Justin wants to wrap that corner, and he does. He popped out. There's no support for Flowsick at all, so that's a free kill, and Method started off strong here.
Yeah, Flowsick moving up far too aggressively. No backup, no one able to trade that kill out, and a great peek by Justin yields him that first kill. He's trying to clear out sandbags, and Justin just picks the perfect timing to do it, so now it's up to Rix to probe into that B site. Can't find anything. And they're just going to fall back out of Banana. They made their presence known, but no one from Method has to rotate because they have the man advantage. No reason to cheat over. And now the offense is going to be split up 2 and 2. XP3 and Lex. And it looks like they want to smoke off Rap side. XP3 more than likely going to go back towards Banana. And Lex going to be solo coming up mid, trying to go towards Rap side.
So now these players try to work their way in. They're going to try the same thing they tried in the last one, but Silent's able to catch on to this. The smoke comes out from the tees, but they're not going to act upon this at all here. Silent sees it coming from a mile away and is going to go to the other edge of Library here to catch these players as they come outside from arches. Don't catch them initially, and XP3 is actually going to find the kill. So now that wedge that they were looking to do previously has now been driven in, and these 2 from Method that are stuck on the B site, well, they're, for the most part, just kind of going to be stuck here, and they've got to hold up on themselves and hope that they can hold on to this initial push. Anger and Rix will move in, but they're waiting for their teammates, so it's going to be a 4-on-2 push. Strebber's going to try to get cheeky and catch them off. He finds a headshot on Alex. We also saw Justin holding off too, and he picks up a kill. Anger did take him down, but now it's just Strebber and Davey on the rotate to shut things down, and Method will steal away the 3rd round.
Nice hold by Strebber, but the smart play is made by Davey that round. When that split is coming in on the B bomb site, the defense over at A, the rotations, they have 2 options. They can just force their way through TCG spawn, risk taking the fight, having to clear that out, or they can just push down mid and get a very quick flank going on. That's exactly what Davey did. So even if Strebber falls there, Davey's going to be at that B bomb site for the retake very quickly, slow a plant down, maybe grab another kill, but Method come out on top, and because of the damage they did in that second round, eliminating all members of WinterFox despite a loss, the Terrorists are forced to save here.
And now Method, they're going to fall back for the time being. WinterFox just look for a big grouped-up push essentially through alt middle right now to try to find their way over to the mid-choke point. Not going to meet any resistance just as of yet, but there's an aggressive push from Justin Dalbanetta, and that's going to hold off anything from XP3 being played. In the meantime, that mid-choke point push comes through, but it just doesn't go anywhere. Anger was able to escape with at least 1 kill on a Davey, but that's all they're going to get. And XP3 essentially just walks into the spray from Silent to take it down, and Method tied things up now at 2 points.
Save one more time for WinterFox. They buy some upgraded pistols, but no investment into armor or nades. This is a map, too, where even buying 1 smoke, if you can block off one of these choke points, you think over towards a B hit, if they can block off CT spawn, maybe have a little bit of success with that, or some flashbangs to flash himself through smoke. So not investing. Actually, XP3 grabs one at the end, so a small plan available for him, and he's just going to smoke off the B car. But no real committal so far just yet. Flowsick very close up with the Tech 9. He gets that kill. Strebber overextends himself, goes for a battle. But Flowsick is going to get it. Now he's just going to run right through the smoke, see if he can get anything else. But Justin is there to spray him down. Nice recovery from Method. Back down into a 4-on-4.
And WinterFox gonna have very highly preserved themselves for the time being, now holding back, mainly working for control of the mid choke point, which you'll note here, specifically in this round, Method really haven't gone for a lot of aggression on that. After the initial kill comes against their direction, they fall back and they hold the sort of pit along with balcony angle here. So Davey's gonna watch for the approach that would come back over there from the wrap side over towards the library and arches, and obviously we'll have a Toy watching from pit onto both of those angles too, but they have to move away from it just because they are leaving that open. Silent's not going to catch anything initially as he falls back, just in the event they do a repeat of what they made in round number 3 happen there. And as for the rest of this push, that's exactly what it is going to end up being, but thankfully Davey catches one of these players, and Oswald cuts him off, but he doesn't want to directly challenge that, so he lets them through. Silent, in the meantime, is going to somewhat abandon Justin. In the eventuality, there would be more players coming out there from Banana, and Lex trying to make his way through onto Silent, but now Davey gets himself back into the picture, back over there, really splitting up. Everybody kind of on their own at this point from both teams, but Silent's going to be able to take down Lex, and that kills, for the most part, the push over here onto the Highway Avenue. Toy a little bit late to spot Rix, but thankfully still going to be able to take him down, and now Silent coming into the final kill on XP3 as well. A good attempt from WinterFox, but unfortunately Method caught on to that one that time. Very predictable that they would do that again, and they're able to handle that a lot easier this time.
Davey makes a very crucial peek at a very good timing, just catches the back leg disappearing around the arches on Rap side. If he hadn't spotted that, it might have been game over, because WinterFox would have had a great flank over towards the B bomb site. So a nice peek from him. Now we're going to see this first full buy-up out of WinterFox. XP3 is going to have the AWP, 4 AK-47s on top of it. He's going to hop up on the haystack and try and go for a mid pick, but no one really committed to that peek. But there's Toy peeking down in mid, gets a few shots off, can't land them, and Lex punishes him for it with a nice headshot.
Now the rest of Method here too, not going to have that advantage, and again, they'll have to sit back and fall back for the most part here. Davey, still within inside of the apartment's going to watch out for a push that could come up the T steps there, and we even see a Molly coming in to flush out the bedroom, but they're not going to find it there, and out comes Davey with 1 and 2. Rix and Anger both down, as is the bomb. Lex is going to move in and try to get the counter kill, but he won't be able to find it as of yet. He's now going to be moving in, trying to conquest out for that kill to Davey, but Davey's safely on the balcony at this point, and Lex would have to go for a sight take in what would basically be a 1 versus 3, and that's not even going to be possible now, as Silent jumps up on top there, is going to be able to find him before he can fall back, and for the most part this round is easily in control of the members of WinterFox. Now you still have XP3 looking for a way out on the site from balcony, and I imagine Flowstick is going to come through the mid choke point, but still a very solid hold here from the two members from Method still on this site. Davey along with Silent still at full HP, and already expecting a push to come from this direction. They do manage to light up Silent there as they hit him through the box, but as we can see, Davey's going to jump down, picks up one, and the second one is just a couple shots away. He's going to fall back, but they know where he is, and he's only got 30 seconds left, so even if he wanted to rotate, he wouldn't have been able to do it. And now we're just going to try to hold the steps there, but nothing else going to happen. Davey shuts him down, and Method will pick up the round once again, and now bring things up to 4-2 in their favor.
What a beautiful round from Davey, holding that Halls push. He was the only one aggressive, no one on his team to back him up, so if he had fallen there, that would have been crippling for the defense, but he's mows down 2 initially at the stairs, and then gets 4 total on the round, so he holds strong. Method is going to force another save out of WinterFox. They've won 4 straight. And it all stemmed from that cleanup on the second round where they just destroyed everyone coming out of the bomb site. So this defense is looking good so far. Some nades come down mid to slow down, to deal any kind of initial damage, but all members heading towards the B bomb site, they get mollied and forced back. Flowstick gets dropped as well. So this attack from WinterFox on a little bit of a force buy is going nowhere.
And they're going to still try to press their way up here onto Banana, but already being expected here by Method, and they've got a setup for this, so I don't expect this to go very well at all. Justin does take a little bit of heat, but he has to fall back once again, and now Streber can bop out from the sandbags. There's another kill, and all this time too. A flank potential is opened up, but Lex is going to end up coming out if those trades transpire. And now he can technically just walk up onto the site and try to get a plant for himself. I imagine Toy could just waltz right through and try to kill him, as he would be committed to that, but he's going to hold back and take the safe pass so they don't lose too many of their players at this point. Lex, right in the smoke, is actually going to push through. Him and Toy run into each other. They don't realize it. Lex creeps through. They haven't noticed it. So he's on the other end of this smoke now. It is planted for him, so he can re-peek this. And as he pops out, looks for the spray, he's going to maybe grab one, but all that set up and it doesn't really go too well. So Toy's going to take him down. And although that was a good potentiality for Lex to clutch that one out, it doesn't really transpire. And for Method again, they'll win out a round and bring things up to 5-2 now.
He almost makes a hero play there. If he's able to get that first kill and buy some time as well, maybe even spray it on both of them because they're a little bit lined up, then all of a sudden it would have been possible, but he can't land those shots. So 2-5. Now XP3 back on the AWP. Didn't have much success with it last time he purchased it. And this is one of the harder maps as terrorists to find kills with that sniper rifle. You just spend so much time smoked off that you really can't find too many openings. But waiting for some kind of aggressive peek down mid, but no one from Method is really going for it. They haven't bought an op of their own, so no one's taking that duel. And look at this bank that's built up. Davey and Silent both 11,000 and 12,000. And full 3-man pressure down the B bomb site. XP3 is going to get boosted up, try and peer over the smoke, but Smoke's actually high enough that he can't see anything. It's pre-fired a little bit. That prompts him to fall off. So now the defense rotates back. It's just going to be Justin here in these arches, watching for any aggression through the smoke.
And for the time being, they are forced into making an A play. They could still shift it up, of course, as the smoke back over on Banana will eventually be faded, but they've got good control of that, and Method knows it. So now Winter Fox, everybody making their way through the mid-choke point, and they try to firing squad through that smoke, but there's nobody there. Strebber was here a moment ago, but he's completely fallen back, so they're going to waste a lot of ammo in that case. And even the Molly as well that gets tossed down over there towards Cubby, that's not going to get put to any use at all. Not pushing it, so Strebber ends up wasting a flash for himself, too, just trying to re-peek that and make sure there's no push coming from that direction, as we've already seen them do that a couple times, but they're forced basically into making a very straightforward play, and Method are able to see this coming from a mile away. So good smoke comes out, it's going to force a relocation back over there onto Silent, but now they're going to fall back and they're going to try to switch this up into a B take. And it's good too, because all this noise they've made, they have shifted a lot of the pressure over, specifically from Justin. He's been forced to rotate back. He's going to try to catch Lex. He's going to take him down, but now they know that the play should be coming to B from that signal once again. So a lot of the rotates are going to start to pile in, but for the time being, Davy's going to have to hold this on his own. CT will get smoked back off. There's a counter flash from the CTs though, so that holds them back even further. And Davy again still hasn't revealed himself, so they're going to come back in, but now Davy's got a party, lines up one shot through the fountain, looking for more. They're going to pressure him. He takes one more before falling, but now Justin has rotated in. He's going to be able to pick up Flowsick. Anger gets the trade on to Strebber, but again, Justin finding the final kill, and Method will shut it down once again.
Yeah, the rap play from Winter Fox hasn't been working out this entire half, and that time it's Davy once again in the B bomb site, just wreaking havoc, just playing it patiently, grabbing an angle, gets the first kill, peeks out in a second one. So Winter Fox, they're just getting shut down. None of their initial map control aggression is really working out for them whatsoever. Method is playing it passively. They're not taking these fights when Winter Fox comes up mid. They're just grabbing some awkward angles. I mean, Lex turns that corner, tries to jump into Arch with his knife out, doesn't even ready for a battle, and he gets cleaned out. So now Winter Fox switches it up once again, this time not coming up massively over the stairs. It's going to be two members trying to clear out halls, and there's no presence here. So they have map control very quickly of these A apartments, and that's a good start.
Justin at the same time as well, not going to get aggressive this time back over on Banana, so we will be able to see Flowstick make a little bit of a movement up there. You note he sits back over here by the tree and behind lungs just in case we do see Justin or Strebber pushing through this time to try to catch those players out, but it won't be happening. Everybody from Method just going to sit back and chill in very preserved positions for the time being, and they are going to give Winter Fox some room to breathe and potentially allow them to go for just this direct take onto the A site.
Simon's got to have success, but Toy's playing in the graveyard. Davy's over at the truck. There's Lex. He finds a good opening kill. That's the rap side once again. He's going to continue forward with this one, and it feels like an A hit. So you can see both B members have rotated out of the site, but Lex is actually going to rotate all the way around him. Gets in the battle. He wins another one. Strebber falls. It's just Justin, and he gets eliminated. Flowstick with another good entry. That's going to force basically a save out of Davy and Toy. They can't even aggress anywhere. It's a 2-on-5. They've got to just try and save these weapons out towards pit.
And they'll sit on their default positions on site now to watch out for that. Winter Fox already know they're going for that save, so they've tried to scout them out here onto the site. Anger will make a push in from the library, as will Rix, but that's going to be almost a shot for Davy to try and find. Thankfully, Toy's going to be there to finish it up, but he leaves himself out in the open too, so he won't be able to connect the kill onto Rix. And oh, as he pops out there from pit, Rix with a nice little headshot to finish him off. No saves at all for Winter Fox, or apologies, for Method, I should say. And finally here, Winter Fox will be able to pick up another round.
Good start, but they've got a lot of economy to burn through on the CT side. Silence up at 1400. Still not choosing to go with that AWP that he likes to, that he's usually the opera for Method, but he hasn't picked it up once this half yet. So Winter Fox, they've got to stabilize here. Their economy isn't very strong, and they've got to string them together. But 3 rounds so far, this isn't a bad half out of them. If they break this economy of Method, that could catapult them up towards 5 or 6 rounds in this half early on. And some B aggression gets neutralized by Flowsick. Good trades. 2 for 2. That Molotov just finally burning Rix down at the end.
No survivors in that encounter back over there on Banana from either team at this point. XP3 will retake up the position and try to push in for the rest of his team, but obviously some rotations will be moving over from Method as well. That's going to bring Silent over to hold the close corner. Watch out for a push that could come in from the Winter Fox guys, and it looks like they are moving the bomb up over there towards A, and they're definitely going to do so now because Davy, the only player on the A site, pushed up inside the apartments to try to get himself out window to catch some of those guys, but only is going to lose his life and now open up the site. Toy has to rotate in, but he's not in a very secure position as of yet, but at the same time, I don't think Winter Fox expected, but they just catch him around that corner before he can get to the box, so Lex is going to be able to spot him and win that one out, and now again, it's just Silent who's going to line himself up inside of the library to try to find a couple exit kills potentially, but I highly doubt he's going to be able to go for this retake. He may actually conquest out and try to find the retake at this point, but that's going to be a mistake, as Anger will very quickly take him down.
Nicely done from Winter Fox. Those trades early on that spread the defense out so much, and they have to throw some manpower over towards the B just to respect the fact that when both the B defenders fall, there could be a very fast push onto that bomb site. But that aggression from Davy, he's overexposed up on that balcony, can't find a kill in Anger. Despite Lex walking by it, Anger clears it anyways. gets that kill. That's what kind of sealed the deal in that round. Toy couldn't get into position of that A bomb site quick enough. Lex just barely spots him out, being aggressive up lane. And now they're forced onto their last buy, potentially, before they have to save. There is one Famas on Strebber. They do have good utility as well. But their money is completely depleted. And look at this Halls push. Toy and Davey just being aggressive out towards these apartments have grabbed this position at the top of the stairs.
Now for WinterFox again, they take that pace, they try to press it forward here. Justin and Strebber holding things on the close, tight corner here too, so we're going to have a battle right from the get-go if these two decide to hold for these positions, and at the same time, if WinterFox do decide to press forward, which is looking good right now. Anger with the bomb is going to move up for these guys now, and Justin as well lined up behind first Orange is now moving to second to try and catch a little bit more of a safer spot as they have been doing in the past. Flowsick going to jump up on top of the wheelbarrow there, maybe looking to catch some of these guys, but also as well here, he's going to get found out by Justin, but no damage going to connect. As the rest of WinterFox still play this very, very slowly, and they make some noise over to the ASEA to try to draw the rotation. It's going to work initially, as Strebber once again falls a little bit further back, just outside of construction, but the take is still going to be happening here, and they will be able to catch that now, as Strebber will recommit to the site once again as the take comes in, but there's Davey catching the first player. That's going to be able to take down Lex, and now that that lurk is dead, they're free to rotate back into this site. Strebber again goes inside of construction, and as this take comes out very slowly, there's no call at all, so Flowsick can just walk in and kill Strebber. Silence going to fall too on the rotate, but Justin with an emo. Only going to be able to grab one, unfortunately, so Flowsick's going to take him down, and they'll have a 3-on-2 advantage here for this retake.
Yeah, Rick's with a nice pop flash. He's going to peek out towards Banana. He spots one at car, trying to spray him down, but can't connect the shots. Davey drops him. So it's a 2-on-2 now. XB3 takes up position inside construction. Toy spots him out, though. So XB3's got to win this duel, and he does it. Davey's still Molotov'd off. He's got to delay himself in a 1-on-2. Drops that nade out. That finds XB3. Good kill for him. And now he's got to find a way to clear out Flowsick, who's playing over towards triple. He's going to swing out. He's going to get the kill. Davey trying to clear oranges, and he can't find it. Nice round from WinterFox. Once Lex fell over towards the A bomb site, they had to hit into B. And the Method players just weren't in position to really cover each other. That crossfire they had set up, one slips through the cracks, and that opens everything up.
And now again, with another round being picked up by WinterFox, they bring that scoreline closer and closer now, and potentially about to tie things up at 6 points. And by the way, we were talking about as well with all of these new change-ups happening in the WinterFox roster, with all these new people appearing, as if some of the Europeans may end up dropping from the roster. And at least according to his Twitter account, that appears to be true, as according to Pitt's Twitter, it looks like he has just officially sort of left the team.
Interesting. Oh, nice shot from XP3. Is just an eco round. Silent peeks on mid, but he's promptly executed. Aggressive stack in these A apartments once again from Davey and Toy. Setting up positions, waiting for anyone to try and clear things out, but with that kill, WinterFox has really slowed things down. This has turned into a really solid TF for him after initially getting shut out for 6 straight. They've won 3 in a row. Up to 5 rounds, and Rick's going to put pressure. The smoke is still up, but he's going to smoke off CT spawn. This isn't a committal. He's just probing into the bomb site. He misses his smoke, though. Hits a pull, and there's Toy. He grabs Lex. That aggressive stack in apartments coming into play. He's got to retreat out. He spots one more coming up the stairs, but there's 2 players, so this is a nice crossfire. Davey's going to get that kill. Salvaged an AK-47. It's a 3-on-3, but the A site is yielded to WinterFox, but they're going to be surrounded in just a moment.
Davey's going to try to work his way back into, at the very least, find out some positioning, but he works down to Boiler instead here to regroup, probably with Strebber at this point. There should be an AK on the ground, and in fact there is for him at this point, so they're still going to have that. Justin heavily injured, he's got to be careful, but now Davey opens the wayside. They're going to be a man up, so it's going to be a lot more secure. Justin will be out in the open, and that could be a kill for Ricks, but he actually doesn't spot him as he creeps out, and there's the headshot. That's going to shut down Ricks. Now Flowsick still holding from inside the pit. He's going to find another kill to trade, and now he's in the 1-on-2. There's some nice damage over there to Justin, but not going to be able to finish him off just yet. Now comes in and finishes off Roberts, and Justin pressing forward, trying to bait him outside of his cover point, and grabs him as he jumps back up, but there's no time for this defuse, so we're still going to see WinterFox coming out on top. Justin punching the wall in frustration, but still, what a shot from him to, at the very least, maybe have clutched that out if he had had a kit.
That was dirty. That was a really dirty shot with that deagle. Nicely done. And Rick's peeking in the halls at the end of that 2-on-3. That almost allowed Method to seal that round up. That's a peek that should not happen. Just play the bomb timer. And he swings out and gets one digged himself, but unfortunate that last deal shot doesn't have an impact because they end up losing the round, but once again, they kill all the members on one of their ecos, so the economy's still not too strong for WinterFox. Method doing a good job of keeping it low.
So again now, with things being tied up and with WinterFox really on the storm train to get themselves back into this matchup at this point, Method go for a little bit of a broken up bye, but for the most part they get everything they need, and obviously again, really the only thing that they're missing at this point would be Method not being on the M4 and down with the FAMAS, so they're still in very good shape to try and hold things off this time around. WinterFox, of course, now poised to take the lead on T-side Inferno, which is not what Method won after all, especially after starting this off so dominantly, up 6-2 on a 6-round winning streak, and ever since then just throwing things away. WinterFox now with 4 in a row, and they're going to continue to take it slow now, potentially just to burst themselves onto that A site, and that looks like it's going to be the plan. XP3 also moving up his board, but Streber with the pop is going to be able to find Anger, and that shuts out the balcony approach at the very least.
Double pit being set up, but Lex initially does a good job, drops Streber. That's going to prompt Davey to be re-aggressive. He flashes around the corner. This might not be expected. He spots one, does a little bit of damage, and falls back into the bomb site. Now this is forced, rotates over. Justin's got wrap side from CT spawn. Davey gets back in pit, but he gets legged by the AWP. That Molotov misses him completely, but keeps him from getting behind the pole. That's crucial. A couple members are going to stream out. There's Flowsick with the first kill. Toy's inside the site. He's so incredibly exposed, and he can't find any more kills. Justin's already on the rotate. He's grabbed one and brought it into a 2-on-2 again.
And now, Justin here looking for a way back into the site. Rick's up on the balcony there as well, just going to wait for him to pop back out, and Silent working his way in through Library 2. That could get dangerous moving up against... apologies, not Pit. Rick's from up on top here. And now Rick's actually getting smoked off. He's going to have to fall back a little bit, but as he pops out, lining up a headshot, is going to take down one. We did see Silent sneaking through, but he's in a 1-on-2, finds one of the op shots, looking for the second, and again, that timer getting very, very low at this point. It's planted for him, so he's going to have to try to force it. The flash comes out. He's going to try to force it up. If he gets this, it's going to work, but unfortunately, the flash not going where it needs to. Rick's will finish it off. I believe Rick's will die, and yes, he will, but still... WinterFox again will come out on top. This will break the economy for the most part on the Method. They might actually be able to squeak through with a buy, but WinterFox obviously winning that out still will be able to go for the rebuy themselves.
This is going to be a tough decision for Method, and they are going to force up here. So not wanting WinterFox to get towards 8 rounds on the T side of Inferno, this has already been a very well put together round from, or half from WinterFox's. So Famouses are out for Method, no kits. And actually, they only have 2 smokes to work with, so, or 3 actually, as they threw one down towards the base of Banana. Some nades down mid, don't do very much damage whatsoever. Flowsick eats some fire as he comes through that smoke. And this is a 3-man push down B. They're going to feel that pressure. Flowsick just falls back with his life. 4 WinterFox is taking over apartment and alternate mid. They're gearing up for an A-hit.
And now with the A-hit already in progress here too, Method's defense is looking a little bit weak. It's down to just Toy and Silent to hold things off. Silent's going to be able to catch Lex, but Lex will win the trade. Toy, however, having much better luck. He's going to pick up a 2-for-1, but still, leaving things overexposed. Thankfully, Streber's rotated in. He's going to drop the Bob here, but again, Lex goes crazy with the trade there, drops it. But with Lex being so low and Flowsick taking some damage too, we are still going to see Method attempt for this retake in the 2-on-2. They absolutely have to now, as they're letting WinterFox get too far into the lead at this point. They'll work their way back into here, and Davey coming up on the left. Lex might be able to line up an easy frag, and he's going to find that on a Davey moving in far too slowly, but that does reveal his position, and he's low, so if you can catch him, it's going to be great, but Justin not even catching Flowsick. He almost kills him, but Flowsick thankfully corrects his aim and finishes him off, and there's now the 8th round for WinterFox onto the board here in their T-half.
8th round and 6 straight, so they go on a little bit of a losing streak there, but they've really come alive here, and the big change and the success that they found is they're finding kills coming up mid now. If you remember, in the first 5 rounds that they lost, Lex was coming up mid. They were trying to exploit Rap side, and they were just getting shut down before any of those strats could even come to fruition. And now they're finding plenty of entries coming up towards brackets, coming out of Boiler Room. And that's opening up everything. And now that the economy is so weak for Method, they don't have all the Molotovs and nades that they need to hold that kind of attack back. So this is a good recovery from WinterFox.
Justin now getting ready to push into the face of these WinterFox players, but a flash actually will hold them back temporarily for the time being. An 8 came out from WinterFox. They are aware that there could be a press forward presence here from the members of Method, and as they pop out again, a great flash. Lex did grab a kill on a Silent there, so it'll be traded out evenly into a 4-on-4, but now Method feels secure. The smoke comes out, but XP3 is actually going to be able to hold things out there with some assistance, of course, coming in there. Unfortunately, Streber finds a kill on a Flowsick. Now Rick's picking one up to trade that back over onto Justin, but Davey with this huge flag, they don't even catch up to him. Lex is just doodly doing there, knife in the wall, essentially, so Davey's going to be able to come in. He finds the shotgun shot, and now it's XP3 and Ricks is the final 2 left alive at this point. Still kind of stuck in Banana, and they're wedged at this point. There's no way for them to really get out of here.
This is a tough spot for them to be in, although Davey's fallen all the way back. He got an AK-47. Now WinterFox doesn't know that he's fallen this far away back towards mid, so they're going to walk their way up, but they're being very wary of where he could be. This is an off angle for Davey. Flashbang comes out, completely blinds him, but he manages to line it up before that. Rix does spray him down. This is going to give him a chance to get into that A site, get the bomb planted. Both defenders over at the B site. Rix has got to just risk it. Now he's got to find post-plant positioning because he has gotten the bomb planted. Strebber's slowing things down, thinking it could be a plant for library, and he could have pushed up, but Rix inside the bomb site, playing at the center spammable box. He's going to miss the first shot as he streams out, but he grabs the second one. Strebber exposes his head, and now coming through the box, some damage from these bullets. And Rix has got to find his way.
He's going to try to catch him, and unfortunately not going to be able to grab it at that point. I don't think he fully realized how far pushed past the box Toy was there, too, as I was trying to look at it without the x-rays. But there's going to be Toy. He comes out on top, so at least Method swing through with one more round here to end this. And they bring it up to 7-8, but still, obviously, with them being on CT side and Inferno, you would have expected them to take a lot more, and that was still a very, very good half for WinterFox with all things considered.
Oh yeah, it was great. And it was a little bit scary for a while because they looked like they were getting shut out for 5 rounds. They really didn't have any kind of... They weren't having very much success whatsoever. Then they made some adjustments. They found those kills, and they did much, much better. Went on that huge streak there. So they get 8 on the T side of Inferno, which is absolutely massive. And now Method's got a tall task ahead of him.
And Method indeed will have to start things off strong right from the get-go on that pistol round. If WinterFox take that one, and their CT side defense is going to be a lot more solidified over here, then it's going to be that much harder. We've already seen the problems of Method's T side coming out previously, so they've got to come out very strongly over here on Inferno. Otherwise, WinterFox again with this kind of new roster, potentially new roster, I should say, doing some really good work, and now trying to build upon that to pick up another match.
The Method's gotta catch up. They're last in the league right now. They're sitting way far at the bottom. WinterFox is just ahead of them with 1 extra win. But if this new roster is going to find some traction with WinterFox, they could start making a bit of a climb. But they can't start out losing to Method at this moment. Nice nade into alternate mid. That does so much damage. XP3 also deletes Toy off the map. That's over towards the B-bomb site. And all 4 members were hit by that nade very, very much. That was a 150 damage nade.
And now the rest are going to try to push through the mid-choke point. They open up one angle of it here, but Lex is ready to go to try and stop it. He pops out. All that damage is done, but he's having trouble holding. Now the repeat comes out there as well over from Porch side, but thankfully a dispatch of him. Lex almost gets the reload in time, but thankfully Silent will be able to end it. Silent takes the safe path, goes back over towards the Porch, but still, XP3 versus Silent, and obviously XP3 still being at 100 HP. He doesn't have armor, I should mention, but still Silent is 1 hit away from dying. And XP3 just going to take it nice and slow here. Even flashes towards the other direction to really try and throw him off. But I think Silent actually may have caught on to this. He's got his attention a little bit more diverted, but I think he is going to be able to spot him coming in. That molly comes over. Not going to actually end. Yup, it is actually going to plume over towards him, so that burns him alive, and XP3 should still have plenty of time for this defuse.
Smart play from XP3, casually just walking up, making sure he uses all his nades before he gets into any kind of a fight, and just burns him alive. So Method, despite eating a lot of damage early on, they do get up mid, and they do at least get a bomb plant. So that means they don't have to buy this round. If they want to go for a 3rd round buy, they can just pretty much save up and try and get a couple kills against some SMGs and some FAMASs, but they can go for that 3rd round AK-47 buy, and that can be very, very dangerous.
And for Method, of course, actually going to take this round very held back, so probably, as you mentioned before, just going to go for the 3rd round buy. P250s for the most part here coming in, and just the flash on Silent. So WinterFox go for the big buy-up, and they kind of catch on to this one too, so they're going to take it heavy on SMGs, but Rix almost getting caught back out there. He's going to get dropped down once again, just at P90, and Rix actually does score a kill with that nade that he tosses out there. That's going to go over onto Strebber, so they eliminate him, and again, a whole lot of damage done with it, so it should just be a mop-up at this point. We will see as they try to work their way through the mid-choke point. There's Flowsick with 1, Rix with another, Flowsick with a 3rd, and Silent gets a response at least, but then Rix closes it down from there.
Not too shabby. A lot of damage done with nades. So early on in this half, WinterFox, so their nades have been doing a really, really good job of softening Method up before they even commit to any kind of an attack. And those SMGs just mowed them down, but they know the fact there was no armor on any of these Method players, they know to expect these AK-47s out. They're going to keep 2 P90s into this round. They have 2 M4s as well and a FAMAS, but they have full utility, and this is a really, really solid buy for WinterFoxes.
And now we'll
see. Not plural foxes.
Technically, they are the WinterFoxes, but now we'll see. And we'll see Method starting to press their way forward here at this point. Flowsick not able to see Silent just as of yet, but They're going to make their push over here now to try to get their way onto the site. Striber finding a response, and Flowstick coming in. He only catches one there, too, as Justin picks up the response to that kill. Silent grabbing another headshot as well over onto Lex. And that leaves it as only 2 CTs left alive, but they've done the damage, and now Anger can roll, and he picks up one of the lower players. Justin 2 down to just 12 HP, so he's basically got to just hide in this site and hope nobody catches him. Davey further in the pit. He's going to want to take the brunt of this action, but also keep in mind, XP3 still sort of sneaking in, too, here, coming out on the balcony. He should have an easy kill into Davey unless he hides back in the corner, and he is going to be hidden for the time being, but as he creeps out there, don't think Davey spot him, but they both actually clean it up. They take down Anger and XP3, and they're going to win out the round.
Davey, very fortunate. XP3 came out just looking the other way. Didn't see anyone peering around that pole, so XP3 looking at the site. Didn't spot Davey creeping out. And Anger can't close out that fight. Either way, if Anger had won that, it would have been very difficult. XP3 had the kit in that 2-on-2, and coming out of balcony, he would have had to jump up top to salvage it. So that retake just doesn't happen for him. Method do win that third round. Nicely done from them. They do take some decent damage from it, but it's going to be a full save out of Winterfox. They upgrade some pistols. Rix buys up some armor as well, and they do have nades. 2 smokes left, so they could try and funnel these Method players into a hit onto this stacked B bomb site. 3 members of Winterfox playing here.
They're going to use that smoke initially to hold things off, and so XP3 can take a little bit more of a forward position. He backs up from it, though, just to play it safe for the time being. And obviously the double player setup happening back over here through the mid choke point. Method have wanted to push through this quite a bit, but you can even see now they are moving away from this one. Davey potentially working his way up to the T-steps in just a minute. They get some nice damage off in the meantime. Back as we head over towards Banana. XP3 is going to grab a kill and a Justin, and he's not really taking a whole lot of damage from that, so he's still good. But Flowstick not expecting Toy to be coming out there from the window room at all, and this is going to cause the big rotate from the members of Winterfox to get onto that A site. And obviously now over here on Method, they're probably just going to go right for it here as they've also picked up another kill on Alex.
XP3 tries to get something done, but he can't do it. So long range of these pistols, all that's left for Rix and Anger to do is really find some damage, perhaps salvage a weapon, but all the way down mid is Striber just watching that flank. Nicely done from him. Make sure Rix has no impact into this round, and Anger, with this 5-7, can't do anything really. And he's taking a very passive angle inside of Archway, hoping that someone comes to chase him down.
And Anger here looking for a way to pop out, maybe find a couple of these players, but obviously Method really not going to play into that one. They've all fallen back and they're all heading in the complete opposite direction, so everybody should be able to make it out of this round. Still going to keep one sort of near the site just in case he does end up going for that retake at the end, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to find. He does move his way back out here, over here towards middle and gets himself a little bit of a duel with Davey, but not expecting the Silent to also be there. They will be able to take him down, so no save on the pistol from him. Not a big deal losing that, of course, in the long sprint of things, but this does once again bring Method that much closer and now only 1 point away from tying this game up at 10 points.
And Winterfox, this buy out of them is not very strong whatsoever. They've got 4 smokes, but they have no kits. Even Lex is very light on everything. He's got nothing but a flashbang. XP3's got nothing but a smoke, so wouldn't surprise me to see something a little bit aggressive out of Winterfox here. Give themselves an early advantage and just fall back and play passively into the bomb site. But no, they're just going to set up a standard crossfire in mid, and actually there's Method players just creeping up, and this is going to be a very fast hit. They know the utility is a little bit light, so the smokes might not be out initially, and they try and take advantage of that, but they don't commit to it. They just walk up, they just posture, they get sighted. And now Flowstick's going to be forced to use a flashbang over towards Rap side early on if they feel any pressure. So early on in this round, if Winterfoxes use their utility, they're going to be very, very struggling late in the round to accomplish anything.
And Method, again, just waiting it out for the time being, just hoping they can find a little bit of extra aggression, but for the most part, Winterfox are biting on this. Lex would be probably the most overexposed player at this point, but even he's safely within library, so as the challenges start to move out here a little bit, Davey looking for his shots back out from the balcony, but not going to find anything there, and they actually end up calling it off with them not being able to pick up any early kills. They don't want to challenge the A site. They're going to roll back. Davey will stick here, probably try to make his way once again through arches to catch something from there, and still try to sell this fake, and at the very least, keep these 3 players in this site for as long as he can, but after he fires off those shots, can't find anything still, so he falls back, regroups with the rest of the team, and now this rotation is going to be on here as Method again come in, but nope, they turn it around once more, and now they're heading back to the ace site, with so far only Rix here to defend that.
Oh, but everyone bit, and it's just Rix. He's got to come up huge. If he needs to find Strebber and Toy, they're low HP. He could spray multiple down. Hiding in pit, he hears the footsteps. He doesn't want to commit to anything, but Davey just comes leaping in, and that secures the A-bomb site. And now Winterfox is completely locked out. They might just have to save this round. They have no kits. They have no utility to make this retake. So not enough intel comes out when the B hit comes in. XP3 does enough damage to force them off that bomb site when the smoke plumes, but they can't see anything from there, so the over-rotation is real out of Winterfox.
Winter Fox trying to get themselves into an exit position, at least Anger is, but he's going to be found out, and the rest just safely camping on that B site, looking to save those rifles. Method, they're back into this game now. They've tied it up at 10 points. Now it's about taking that lead and securing it here, because we're Winter Fox. Those that save, of course, will still be on those rifles, but unfortunately for the rest of them, not really going to be looking too solid. I imagine we could see a couple toss-outs maybe happen here, but I think the money, to be honest, is going to be a little bit too low to have that happen, and that looks like it is going to be the case from those that still manage to survive at the very least. So now they tie things up again. And now they get a chance to build it up here, too, as their money from a lot of their players actually starting to look very, very good. 6K, so that's looking at maybe 1 to 2 rebuys here for these players, and obviously a lot of extra cash to essentially buy through losses, even if we see Winter Fox starting to come back and win out some of these CT-sided rounds.
Scary situation for Winter Fox. They need to start putting some together, stop this momentum, stop the bank that's building up for the Method side. It's going to be aggressive down mid. Nades brings Silent down to 18 HP, and they continue forward. That's an easy spray down, but Justin recovers. He drops 1. The trades are real, though. Justin actually gets 2, but this is been equalized now at a 2-on-2, and there, Rix finally lets Winter Fox come out on top with that kill. But this is going to be a really awkward situation for Lex and Rix to work together. They're at different bomb sites, and they basically just both got to commit and win the one-on-one duel, and that'll cause a very difficult retake for the other member.
Lex will be in the pit by himself as Toy slowly creeps forward here, gets himself through the mid choke point, obviously without too much conflict, and he should be able to wrap all the way around. The big question is he going to proceed on to the A site from here, or will he actually go back in through arches? And no, doesn't look like that's going to be his choice. He's just going to go for the A site. If he can keep quiet all this time, though, he's got a lot of utility to work with, so I wouldn't be surprised if he used it. But Lex is going to pop out. He spots him, gets the shots, and is thankfully going to be able to finish him off without any other trouble happening.
That's a long route to take to get into that bomb site. A lot of real estate in which you can get spotted and that has no cover. So Lex making sure he checks everything. Nicely done. And that was so incredibly hectic at the beginning, and Rix getting that kill just put it right into their favor. But a difficult decision to make as a terrorist is just which site do you go to? You know you're going to have a one-on-one at each bomb site. Couldn't find that kill onto Lex. But now comes the real test. If Method, they have one more buy in them after this. If they can get a plant, even if they lose this round, they'll have a really, really strong buy and some early pressure over towards B. They're going to take car very aggressively. They've already cleared it out, and Anger peeks with it. He falls quickly, so a massive disadvantage now for Winter Fox going forward into this round. They're in a 4-on-5. That spreads the defense out. Method looking good to reset the money immediately.
There's still enough utility to hold them back on this B push for the time being. XP3 also armed with a molly, too, to try and hold off the initial push. Lex is rotated in, but this is going to leave both sites down to just 2 players left for each one. So Method are going to try to investigate back over there. They've also rotated 2 of their players. That's going to be both Silent and Davey trying to work for the take here. And the resmoke comes out from Lex. He's going to call it secured for the time being, but the bomb is still here, and the potential for the push is still there as well. So XP3 has to watch out for this one. He's still armed up with his molly, ready to throw that out at a moment's notice. And as for the rest of these guys here, Flowstick, after getting a great flash on the Davey, is going to be able to take him down. Tries to hold off against Silent, but he will get the trade from there. And this will definitely cause the foe rotate. XP3, maybe. Hold on, he has a second thought about that. After he gets himself just up onto highway, he's going to think maybe not, as we don't see any other push coming out here. So he's going to reposition himself just in time onto the site. Pops out, this time, so now he's dropped to 46 HP, but he picks up the kill. Gets traded out by Justin after this, and the smokes come out as well from the CTs. And oh, Streber just swipes the spray and picks up the headshot on Lex to take him down. And they've basically got this round at the bag at this point, once again to tie things up.
Yep, Rix's only option is to save this M4. There's no chance of a retake whatsoever, and their economy is going to be reset afterwards, so This is a situation as well where Winter Fox might have to double save. So Method with this round win are going to propel themselves up, put themselves in a great advantage going forward into this match. Before all is said and done, before the next Winter Fox buy, it could end up being 13-11 for Method. So they've just grabbed the horns of this match.
And now here with the players on Winter Fox once again having their money dissipated in a pretty big way. It looks like Rick should be able to make it out of this round at the very least, but Method, of course, now up by a fairly big margin at this point, at least economically speaking. They're going to be able to get their rebuys going, and strategically here too, they've almost always been keeping the numbers low on the side of Winter Fox. Haven't really seen just an winning out round here with the exception of that second round happening, but of course that happens after they win the pistol, and we saw Method saving there anyway, so that was to some degree expected, but every single round from that point forward has either been an outright victory for Method or Winter Fox have survived with very minimal amounts of players, so they're slowly getting taken out. Their CT side strat, again, it's to some degree for me at least to be expected just because you have a lot of new players on the roster and they may not be fully up to date on the strat book here for the CT side, especially on a map like Inferno as of yet, but still, something needs to be done, as right now Method is just running away with too many of these rounds on T's side.
Well, that play by Anger early on to push out and peek out towards Car and try and gain control of it when Method already had it was a little bit poor, but now look at this, some flashbangs come out over towards Banana. Winter Fox aggresses on it, they're trying to take this long-range battle, getting spammed through the car. Silent gets that first kill. And there it is. They're just cleaning house. 2 members coming from behind who wrapped into the A site. Rix hasn't even had a chance in this round to shoot a bullet. Finally, he does. But once again, it's a 1-on-5. It's an unwinnable situation for him. He's going to take this battle. Gets one with a nice nade. Gets a second one as well. Now he can progress forward. He has a kit to work with, but Strebber's going to end the dream before it ever can even really form. That's Method going to be at 12-11, and now WinterFox has a decision to make. Do they want to force by here? Lex and Anger, no, they're not going to. They upgrade some pistols. They know the money's just not good enough. They have to stabilize. They have to get a good buy-in the next time so they can start off strong and try and make a comeback here at the end of this half. But Strebber's up at $10,000. There's so much money on the Method side right now.
And they're going to try to stack up even more than that, too, as Toy, along with Davey, both still going with Mac 10, so I expect this is going to be a very, very straightforward push, and it looks like, at least initially, that may end up being the case here. So players working up Banana, Davey and Toy as well, going to try to work through the mid-choke point, and there's some players to challenge it. Flosic coming into their face, and Rix actually finds the opening kill here. He's going to have to fall back a bit, but as well, he still holds his ground, shuts down Davey, so both players with the Mac 10s get killed by Rix. And now off of this one, we see the rest of Method. They're just going to press into that B bomb site. Anger and Lex will try and hold this Lex with a weapon swip, but he can't get the shot off quickly enough there, so Strebber's going to be able to take him down. Haven't found Anger yet, but they check the spot, and they're going to find him there. So the rest will rotate in, but it's coming in a little bit too slowly. They don't really have too many upgraded guns. XP3 is going to be in here, but if he falls, then that's immediately going to kill any chance at all, probably, for this retake to happen. And also, he's going to get smoked off here, too.
WinterFox better cross their fingers coming through this smoke and just pray they get an opportunity to take the shot. No kit, so they have to hurry this retake up. They've got to find all of these members swinging over towards Dark. Silent takes one out, takes the second, and Justin takes the third. So no opportunity for WinterFox. They had a little bit of a window. Rix with some very stellar kills on Rap side, but couldn't delay that B hit long enough for the rotations to come in. Couldn't find any more kills, and Method squeak out of that round. And now we have this bye, this very important bye for WinterFox, as they have to win this round if they want a chance at winning this match.
And we'll take a look at the strat coming out for Method once again here. Still a whole lot of money left in excess for them. Strebber obviously a little bit higher than the rest of the team, but that can make up for some of the lower amounts. So they're still looking very, very good economically. WinterFox obviously on the edge at this point. They're going to drop this. That could very well lead to 15 points if they don't force buy directly after that. And they're going to sit back. They play it slow for now. Not a whole lot of up and forward resistance from WinterFox a bit either, but they are going to play to try and contest the mid-choke point, which so far Method as well have been playing towards that quite a few rounds, but Method are keeping it pretty diverse, to be honest. There's been a lot of play towards a lot of different areas of the map, and it's going to be very hard to predict where exactly they'll take the bomb and their entire push this round.
Here's the struggle as well. Anger just uses his last, or XP3 uses his last smoke over at the B bomb site, so all they have left, they have a minute. The smoke will expire about 47 seconds. They have one Molotov after that. So they're going to have to keep 2 members at this B bomb site for basically this whole round. They can't cheat any over towards the A site. There's actually one member in halls. That's Davey. He's just lurking. This makes a presence, checks the angle, but Rix wins it, moves just in time, and that settles it. It's got to be a B hit now. There's the Molotov from XP3. They're running right through it, though, and he's completely blind. Thankfully, Anger grabs 2. He holds strong in the site. He's down to 20 HP, and XP3 finally a chance to chime in. He's going to grab the remaining 2. Nice defense at this site for WinterFox.
And they're back into this now, saving themselves another opportunity to bring themselves back into this match. Method, of course, will go for the rebuys. They're not in the clearness as of yet, but a round like that is certainly going to help, only ending up losing 1 player too. So all the rifles, for the most part, will stay into their control. Only going to have to reinvest for 1 more buy-up, and that will come out from XP3 there. And for the rest of Method now, they're going to reduce their money by a big amount. Probably looking at maybe 1 more rebuy after this one, but they'll be broke after that and have to eco 2, which could give WinterFox the lead and potentially 14 points if they win out this one and the next.
Full mid control for Method at the moment. No aggression out of WinterFox playing behind these smokes. They're actually going to boost Rix up out of the platform, but one's already up mid. He's got to be a little bit careful. Thankfully, Flow6 spots it out underneath the smoke, eliminates Toy. That's a lot of map control loss for Method, and Davey also falls over towards Hall, trying to do that lurk play one more time. So now WinterFox needs to get a rotation. There's no reason not to have 2 players at this B bomb site. XP3 is being aggressive, and now he spots someone out. He eats some bullets. He's got to fall away now, and Anger has returned to smoke off this choke point just in time as Method trying to aggress onto the B bomb site.
So Silent up in front of that smoke, getting ready to throw the pop flash out so him and his teammates can press through with it. Here they go now as they roll their way out, but they're up in their face once again for WinterFox. This time, though, Silent jumping through, but they're going to be able to hold the line. XP3 takes him down. Justin did burn Anger back alive, but as they roll in, we can see that XP3 has pulled himself back inside of construction. He's going to let them get control and the plant for the time being, but they've been injured very heavily because of the molly now that's been on the ground for this time. Strebber down to 21 and Justin down at 38, holding their positions, but as well, the CT's having some bullets flying in from everywhere. Rix is going to be able to catch a shot back over here on the Strebber, and now it's just Justin sitting behind the new box, looking for a shot. He has revealed himself. Gonna spray down one, but quickly traded out by Rix. And that's gonna be the 13th point, tying things up once again from WinterFox, keeping all 3 of out of 5 of their players alive. So still a semi-decent round for themselves. And Method, they're probably gonna force buy up here after this one to try to keep that lead, but if they drop that one, then that could now be 15 points for WinterFox.
This won't even be a force buy. They have plenty of money. There's no way they save. It's only Davey who's a little bit light, and he could probably get dropped one to get full utility, and he does. So one last buy in the arsenal of Method with that plant. Actually, if they get another one, as they're buying through this losing bonus, if they get another plant this round, they can buy again. So coming down into this half, they built up enough of a bank to give themselves some good opportunity to recover, but WinterFox now on a 2-round streak, just when it counts most. And they're able to buy all the smokes and Molotovs they need to stall these attacks out. But look at this. 4 members of Method going into halls very quickly. This is very similar to their 3rd-round strategy on that buy, and actually Rix falls off the balcony, and they just jump out into lane. Rix has got to do something here, but he gets caught aiming at 2 directions, and Method obliterates this A defense. No response whatsoever from WinterFox, and Anger and XP3 are just like, all right, guys, if you're just going to melt like that, we're just going to have to save our guns.
So they fold back now. Method back into this game once again. And on the exact round they needed to pull it off down here too. WinterFox might have been able to secure themselves another buy. They're basically going to have to do it here, of course, if they want to play for the outright win. But this will be an attempt to save, and Method know this, so they'll push in and try to kill these players.
Yeah, that's a brutal way. If Rix doesn't fall off the balcony like that, they can mount a defense. But his teammate playing in lane was not expecting to get hit that hard by players jumping out of apartments. He had no eyes on it whatsoever, so great attack from Method, and that's an attack that has been victorious, actually. And XP3 is going to get cleaned out here in the end, so they managed to save no guns, and it's their economy that's now in trouble. This is a tough situation for WinterFox. If I'm them right now, I pause. I take my technical pause, and I talk over what I want to do, but they're just going to buy the pistol, so they're going to let Method get up towards 15, potentially. That attack in halls with 1 player coming up mid-late and 4 guys coming out halls, that has worked twice now. It was first on the 3rd round buy, and second time is just there, but it has obliterated the defense both times.
And it sucks for Rix too, because he had a really good position to try to stop that. It took a while for them to catch on to it, but he just really couldn't decide on a target he wanted to press for, so unfortunately I know that's going to happen. And now Method basically just going to walk around to this B site here to try to catch things out, and as they move in, Rix's nade unfortunately doesn't end up catching too much this time, but now they're going to walk their way in. Rix will look for the response here. Molly comes in, doesn't really go in too correct of a position. Rix will hold 1 here, but now has to go for the reload, and he falls back because of that. Justin and Davey picking up 2 kills for themselves. Davey going out looking for another kill, and that's the 4th pickup now. It's just Lex stuck inside of construction still. He's sort of smoked off, but even as he slow peeks, that should be an easy headshot for Toy. He's going to pick it up, and Method will now be on match point, as WinterFox will be able to squeak through with 1 more buy here to try and end the match.
It's not going to be that great of a buy either. 3 FAMASes on the board. They're going to be light on utility, especially kits is the big thing. They do pick up Anger as a Molotov. XP3 has a smoke. I mean, they have smokes and Molotovs across the board, but only 1 kit onto Lex and just inferior arsenal, inferior firepower. So this is a bad situation for WinterFox to be in this home stretch when they made a little bit of a comeback, and they made it look like they were going to pull out. But Method, they just grab the reins right back, set up a default, 2 members taking banana. There's really been no banana pressure whatsoever from WinterFox in this entire half. They haven't done any kind of triple push down it to take control of it. So Method, they've been able to get aggressive very early on. There's an opening kill from Anger, gets traded right back by Justin. There's 1 more stuck behind the sandbags. He's going to have to try and squeak out. He's getting naded back. That's Anger. He's going to survive, but it's down to a 4-on-4, and the defense is completely split.
And they will fall back, try to push themselves onto this A site, but with them being split up here, if the opening kills go by the way of Method, that can pretty much sell the game at that point. Lex gets Molly out of his position, and now he's going to found out in the open. Vosik does pick up a kill, but Silent and Davey traded up with 2 more of their own. XP3, quick on the rotate, but leaves himself out in the open. He does find a kill, but now very low at 26 HP. Nonetheless, it will bring things into a 2-on-2, and as they pressure themselves out here, oh, Justin, with just the casual pop-out, finds XP3. It's Anger. He's smoked off from Library. Such an impossible retake to work for, and that is going to close things out there in the favor of Method near the end of it with a 16-13 score line. And once again, as we talk about the individual performances here coming to the end of the match, Justin, man, absolutely crazy, leading the team by a very, very big margin. Unfortunately, we lose the stat screen right at the end, but he was leading the team by, I think, by about like 7-8 frags at the higher 20s near at the end.
Yeah, he had some really important rounds to close that match out. WinterFoxes, they just lose it down the stretch, but it was their stand-in, I guess you can call him, Rix, who was leading the way with 25 kills. Lex down at 15, Flowsick with 20. that was just that A defense. Once they lose that first kill over towards B, it split the defense, and Method makes a really cool call to just get aggressive up lane. They know, if anything, the defense is going to be split 2 and 2, and they might have even forced a bigger rotate over towards the B bomb site. So they just go for it, and they get the trade kills coming up lane. And XP3 had to rush that retake in the 1-on-2 because he didn't have a kit. So he had to go try and run through the smoke, try and find those kills early to have enough time for the defuse. So they just fall short at the end. Just couldn't really build up that economy whatsoever. They never really felt comfortable on that CT side with what they were buying. So Method has a very good T-half. And congratulations to them. They go 2-0 on the evening. And that's going to lead us into our last match.
But before we do that, guys, we are going to take a short break. Before we go to that, though, if you guys do want to check out all of the stats, not only for this match, but all of the games here at the ESL ESEA Pro League in both North America and Europe, be sure to go ahead and check out the Score eSports, available on the iOS App Store as well as on Google Play. A lot of cool features in that app. I actually use it quite a bit when I have to miss matches due to personal obligations or whatever. You can stay up to date on the score lines, follow the matches, even if you aren't watching them, even if you aren't able to catch them at the time that they're there. See what happens and catch up on all the news and info as well in the Counterstrike scene. So once again, that's the Score eSports. Go ahead and check them out. We'll take a very quick break, guys. And as soon as we are back, we'll bring you our final match of the evening.
And as it goes on, but you could definitely see them against Method, and hopefully they've talked about it a little bit and can figure some things out coming up here for Enemy.
And we are going to go live into the knife round here, folks. So here we go. Last match of the evening. Enemy versus WinterFox once again over here onto Inferno, and WinterFox basically just crushed the knife round there, so they're going to get their start once again over here onto CT. I do believe they'll make the choice, and that is indeed going to be the case. So they're going to have to fix those issues right from the get-go here, as we'll go right into it. And this is, in my opinion, going to be Enemy's big chance to try and break through on the round score. Of course, here, not really expecting a lead or anything coming off of the first half, but it definitely does seem to be a lot of the weaknesses for WinterFox right now with this new roster are showing on this CT side, and they need to try and puncture through with as many rounds as possible here to potentially allow a swing comeback on their other side.
Switching things up a little bit, it's going to be Lex and XP3, and XP3 is going to peek down alt mid, and he spots some, just takes a couple shots, but doesn't overexpose himself, so he's got some intel. He's going to rotate back, but all of Enemy has worked their way. They're coming up right up mid. They're not being scared whatsoever. They throw the smoke, or they smoke off rap side. Now they're just going to bully their way up lane. There's a smoke out, but there's XP3 on top of the balcony. Can't find any kills. That's Lex actually in the pit as well. So a double pit strategy. Now all these members have to do is survive. Lex taking shots long range, and he does find Kusta. One more coming out of Halls. All nice recovery from Lex, but he runs out of bullets. XP3 falls. They're jumping around him. Oh, another nice shot from Lex. He's holding so strong. Is he going to get a fourth? He's not, but what a round from him. And now one player in pit and one in the bomb site for Enemy.
Lex just jumping around everybody at this point, and now WinterFox trying to clean things up. Anomaly still alive, but he's very quickly going to get dispatched by Rix as he was stuck between a rock and a hard place, so they'll finish it off. They've got the kit for the defuse, so they're going to clean things up there, and obviously that pistol round essentially being won off of the hands of Lex, going absolutely crazy, playing from all over the A site.
How does he live that long?
He literally stepped next to like 2 or 3 of the members, and for some reason they didn't manage to kill him in that situation. They finally were able to take him out when he got awkwardly that close, but even when he did that, he still managed to keep himself alive for like 4 or 5 more seconds.
They had to have assumed that once they took XP3 out, that was like the pit guy, so they just went a little bit lax, not realizing there were 2 in pit. That's the only explanation.
Alright, so now we'll see where things go from here. WinterFox off of the victory, looking to start things off strong in their second round. Uber, as he tries to just blind push his way up and in, and not expecting that double player aggression to be coming out from WinterFox, so they'll dispatch of him. Lex also going to find the kill over here on the main line. And beyond this, a lot more kills probably coming up in the future too. There's Lex finding an additional one. Might be able to spot Kusa down over there in Mexico, but Kusa's got a good spot to maybe find a Juan Deegan. Nope, not going to end up happening. They clean it up and everybody stays alive.
Good round from WinterFox, stabilizing really, really well. We remember that the start of their CT side against Method, they lost everyone. That was on their T side, actually, but those anti-ecos, that one's executed very, very well with all 5 members surviving. So that was the big issue they had on their CT side, was their money was just never in a situation that they could feel comfortable with. So keeping 5 alive, that's a good start. Now we see a 3rd round buyout of Enemy with that plant. They have AK-47s. They've got 2 smokes and a bunch of flashbangs to utilize. This could catch WinterFox off guard.
And now for Enemy again, lining themselves up at this point, trying to make that take on one of these sites in one big group to try to make an impact here. But there's a double spray lineup here on the mid choke point, and that's going to hold them back. Rix will fire a little bit early, so he doesn't manage to catch any of these players. But as he falls back for reports, that will allow Anomaly to get himself out from the boiler, should he choose to do so. And now for the rest of Enemy, they don't actually continue through with the push just as of yet. And then Anger, as he holds back, he's going to hug the G-Spole. They haven't spotted him yet, so he's going to pop out. He finds two before getting traded out, but the damage already done. Now they know that that push is potentially going to come back up Banana, so XP3 is going to get the early call to rotate. The flash comes out too, and he's going to actually go through construction, taking the long path, but it's a much safer one too, as they haven't confirmed the push coming in, but he's going to call that, and now more players coming in. A little bit overexposed, but that smoke from the T's actually allows him to obscure himself, and he finds another kill on the Relics off of that.
Molotov reigns in as well, and XP3 grabs one more through the smoke. He's having a brilliant round on this retake, and he makes it so easy when his teammates finally get here. Anomaly does grab Lex, hiding behind New Box, but they're just going to swarm him now, coming up from multiple different angles, and XP3 is going to be the one to finish it off, but Anomaly makes it a little bit costly, takes out two there at the end, just too much to deal with. XP3 will be able to upgrade to an AK-47, but they do stabilize. That's 3-0 now for them, and they can build up some money. It's going to be another save for Enemy, but that plant's going to help out a lot moving forward.
And it looks like this time around, of course, Enemy still trying to make that decision as to what they would go for a buy on. They could technically force it up again, but it would not be logical, of course, so they'll have to go for an eco here, as you've already mentioned. A couple armor buy-ups, and they go for 4 HE, so maybe a nade stack coming here, either down Banana or in middle, to try and catch out some over-aggression, because WinterFox have been doing that a bit. We'll see if they do this once more here, but they're all going to group up here on Highway, and the stack is going to come down over there towards Banana. They hold back, though, just as they see it coming, and all those nades are going to go by the waist, essentially, here. Another nade gets responded to. Uber gets hit right in the face with that. Bakusta blindly pushes out. He's going to grab at least a kill in XP3. Anger, of course, very quickly able to respond to that, and now the rest of the team, they're going to push their way up onto the B side to try to quickly make the take, but thankfully they move in just the right time, so Relics, he gets the kill on Anger, swapping back to his main weapon. They're on the site. The plant will come out from Anomaly, and now Lex trying to hug this corner, maybe catch some players out, but so far Enemy in good positions. Now they're going to fall back, and they picked up 2 guns off of this too. One, unfortunately, is going to get lost. Those Ricks will win a trade over here versus mainline. He's caught up on top of the wheelbarrow, so Relics catches the kill there, and now Flowstick moving in, jumping up around. They haven't spotted him, so he gets completely behind Relics. They shut him down in the final 2. They're stuck in emo corner here. They're going to get pushed in the rear. They haven't caught Anomaly yet. He lines up a good headshot there, and now he's just going to waste time in this 1v1, but Lex is not going to give it to him. He pushes in, finishes it off. He's got the kit, and I think he should have just enough time to defuse this bomb.
Very scary, though, and that's exactly what you don't want to see if you're WinterFox, is losing 4 onto an eco round, basically an eco where there wasn't very much invested into it by Enemy. So they make, that plant is huge, but also all those kills that ran out, this is going to deplete the bank that WinterFox had been building up. Anger just gets caught with a nade in his hand. He's not prepared for the kind of aggression towards that B bomb site. Enemy just overwhelm him. So once again, in a situation for WinterFox is where they have three members who won't be able to buy next round if they lose this. So this is a crucial round if they want to build up a big lead early on before Enemy can really respond. And you see Kusta, he now has that AWP in his hands. 2 plants in a row, plenty of money with a losing bonus built up, and he's ready to go.
Goose is going to wait, once again, sitting himself within Mexico, trying to see if he can catch anything over-aggressive from WinterFox, but they haven't been one to over-peek that. They usually wait for a response to come out from Enemy first before they themselves try to peek out there, so they'll take the safe path for now. Just going to smoke things out there, and Enemy, again, will also take things a lot slower pace this time around, and a default split from them as well, so don't expect any action to be happening here within the first about 30 to 40 seconds in the round. Just going to be a very investigative play here from Enemy as they move themselves in. No resistance on WinterFox on allowing Enemy to get themselves into the apartments. Now from here, WinterFox can press forward a little bit. A small amount of action is going to happen back over here just outside of Banana. And that Molly might connect onto Uber, but I think he's safe in his position, so he won't have to relocate. He's just going to sit there. And again, the rest of Enemy now solidifying. They actually are kind of relying on Uber to get himself out of Banana and rotate him with the rest of the team. So they're kind of committed down to the mid-choke point. And Flowstick, unfortunately, is going to catch one of them out, so that's going to be a bit of an awkward situation. His Enemy were primed to get into that A site, but now they've been forced out here, and Flowstick's going to push it. He finds another one, and there's no resistance from it. Enemy just kind of leave one player out in the open, and Flowstick's able to pick him up just before one of their teammates had died a moment ago, too, so that was not the wisest decision, as now they put themselves into a 5-on-3.
Because of the efforts of Flowstick, you're right, they get just distracted and lose some focus in mid, and he eliminates 2, but that basically forces them into this B hit. XP3 gets smoked off and completely blind. He's going to spray through the smoke, but it's going to be all on Anger, and they take that fight, trying to spam right back through the smoke. That allows Anger to free kill, basically. No smoke covering XP3. He comes in, tries to get the planter before it goes down, but he's stalled out long enough now to where Flowstick can come into the flank, and the round's over. They didn't even have to kill him, but there was no time to get that plant. Either way, WinterFox get their 5th. Enemy, they're on the ropes right now, although there is a lot of money built up. Anomaly and Relics both have 65 and 6,300.
You're going to say Relics did a pretty good job of trying to hold that push off there. Picked up 3 kills at the end before he finally went down. Had they have had a couple more seconds, and had they have been able to slow play that site to wait for the plan a little more, then that round might have gone a completely different way had he have still held that off as potently. But unfortunately, they were pressed for time, and with the bomb diffuser being forced to place it down, Essentially, it was all or nothing there on keeping him alive, and he failed to do that job. So now we're going to see some just blind aggression coming out here from WinterFox, but it doesn't go well at all. Kusta catches 1 and 2 with the Tech 9. Flowstick and Anger both going down. Mainline and Relics also pushing through for 2 more. We only saw 1 kill come out from WinterFox, and just like that, this round is basically over. It's all on Rix.
What a round from Kusa, hiding inside that pit. WinterFox tries to get aggressive, tries to take the battle towards enemy, maybe not expecting some kind of a huge buy, but it didn't matter because it was a Tech 9 that ruined all of their plans. And now Rix, they're broke. He's got to save this gun. I'm not even sure why he's this close over towards library. Maybe try and take some of these guns out of their hands before he falls away, but there's no chance of him winning this round. So he's got to be very careful how he plays this one. He doesn't want to lose it. If you can bring this forward and he can do something really, really nice at the beginning of the next round, because you got to imagine WinterFox is going to want to force buy next round. So if he can save this gun, drop a FAMAS over, they're going to want to try and reset the economy for enemy.
But most of enemy, looks like they're falling back through middle there to keep the potential alive for exactly this situation to happen with Rix being inside. And Rix, unfortunately, will not be going out there, so ironically enough, I think enemy left the site a bit early, and had Rix had chosen a peek, he might have been able to ninja defuse that, but I think he was playing it a little bit too safely, so that doesn't end up happening, and we'll go into that force buy, as you mentioned before here. Rix can drop a gun, and we can probably... I'm going to be honest, I don't really think they can go for it.
I don't know if they will, but they should here. They should here.
I think it's a little too low. Just gonna go for trading out upgraded pistols, it looks like.
They're going the save route. It's not a bad idea. 5-1 really early on in this half. Don't really need to force, but if they had bought there, they could have had 2 FAMASes, an M4, some upgraded pistols. 1 that keeps the economy low if you can get some kills. 2, it gives you a pretty decent arsenal to try and reset the money immediately and force another save out of enemy. But they take the safe route. Now all of enemy is up mid very, very quickly, very aggressively. They're wrapping onto the A bomb site, and actually this plant is going to go down. No one even knows this is happening. And they're going to be quite amazed at how quickly this gets planted.
So Rix caught completely off guard by this one now. And unfortunately, they take the big gamble on the 4-man stack. Rix tried to get aggressive, but as you said, definitely not counting on them to play that as aggressively as they did. So this round as well, pretty much over from the get-go. Relics will be holding the repush back up from Banana, so this might be a kill buffet for Relics here if he can line up all these shots. But WinterFox, I think they even know that he may be hanging out here. They're going to work their way out. They're going to try to find Relics sitting behind it at this point, but he lines them up. There's 1, there's 2. Some of the others are going to fall back once again, but he's into a safe spot. Out pops, there's a 3rd for Relics, and Uber picked up a kill as well, so that'll end the round pretty quickly. We'll see if Anger can at least get 1, but nope, Kusta shuts him down. And there is another pickup here for enemy.
This is a double save now, more than likely. So that 1 save, they don't really get anything out of it. And actually, no, they choose to force buy this round instead. So this round they're going to have even lower, or they're going to have better economy, but it's really not that much better. This is no kind of stellar buy out of them. 4 FAMASes, 1 M4 onto Rix. They have some pretty decent utility. No kits on the board, though. So this is going to be another strained round, and all the while, without any kills that round, enemy's bank is huge. They can buy 2 rounds after this if they choose to. So WinterFox has got to stop this, but it's very fast aggression up mid. Lex is on the wrap side, and he knows his teammates are smoked off, so he bails out as quick as possible. He's going to try and pop flash himself.
Flowstick, 2 players just walk completely behind him. Nobody checked the flank, and he got a free kill off that, and he got the intel that now they're pushing. Lex is going to fall short a little bit here as mainline picks up the trade, but still, they know exactly where the push is going now, as nobody even saw Flowstick sitting inside a boiler at that point.
Yeah, and he slows that down. That's a nice play from Flowstick. So now this attack gets stalled out, and look at where this counter-terrorists are. They're surrounding him completely. Anger's going to pop flash himself out of library. They turn away from it, but he gets a nice shot onto Relics. All of a sudden, it's a 4-on-2. Another pop flash from Flowstick. He's going to peek out. He spots 1 around the edge of the smoke, so he's having a great round. Just peering through that smoke, and Rix is going to clean things up. So WinterFox stabilizes on the defense.
The fact that they let Flowstick get that much intel out and nobody checks Boiler too. He only gets 1 kill off of that peak there, granted. Finds an additional one later in the round, but he gets the intel out that wrap is coming around there, so they can shut it down right from that point. And that's a huge mistake to allow them to get that. As now enemy, they're going to drop one of the round. They will be able to squeak through another buy, but this may end up being the only solid one. Only really 2, maybe 3 players in a good position to buy up. So we may be able to see them force through on a round after this, but still WinterFox is looking to reestablish themselves now as they pick up an additional 1 and lead 6-2 at this point. Still not letting enemy get that many rounds of their T-side up on the board just as of yet. And they'll be forced into a slow play once again. Ooh.
Oh, nice shot. Kusa, he gets the first 5 bullets off, brings Flowstick down to 24, but the well-placed shot from Flowstick wins that battle out in the end. They're going to be forced to play a little bit passively now with Flowstick so low. But no decision from enemy quite yet. They still have mid control, but they haven't pushed anywhere. Smoke comes up on wrap side, but no one pushes up into it. XP3 seems like he wants to cheat back, but he's going to stick around towards B. They have a man advantage. No reason to rotate him away from this bomb site. And they've got plenty of utility here at this site. There's a Molotov onto XP3. He can throw that out. Anger also has one, so 50 seconds left. Once this execute comes in, it's going to be double Molotov. And Enemy's going to run right through it, and they actually beat one. XP3 gets caught out a little bit, but that flash might do a lot. He streams into water, gets one, sprays out the second one before he falls, but Anger's there for the cleanup as well. They hold strong, and it's just Relics left in the water pit. Can't do anything.
That was a very awkward take from Enemy. They kind of walk in and they think they're clear for the most part, but then they get surprised by a lot of players from WinterFox, and I think there's some team damage that ends up getting traded out there at a certain point too, and just not able to find any of the targets as the calls are coming out there, and obviously WinterFox shut it down pretty swiftly from that point forward. So again, when you look at a couple players from Enemy, they should still be good for another buy. Obviously, looking at Anomaly and Relics, I believe they would be able to drop a gun for Kusa and Uber, so that will allow them to go for another buy here. But I think this is the tactical pause coming out at this point. As they pick up those 2 rounds, it was looking good, but then it just falls by the wayside, and we're right back to square one, essentially, here for Enemy.
Not a bad tactical pause either, because they're getting shut out in some of these rounds, and this is really the last buy they have. They're going to have to drop a weapon over towards Kusta, probably one over towards Uber as well. So they're going to be cleaned out going into this round. And they at least need a plan if they want to continue buying, because that losing bonus is building up for them. But the big issues, these last 2 rounds, they've only killed 1 player in each, so they're having no success whatsoever. WinterFox is handling this very, very nicely, and you don't want them to go on a run. Now that this money is built up on the CT side, it's just going to get harder and harder. You can see 5 smokes, 5 Molotovs for WinterFox in this round, and that's really hard to deal with on the T side when you don't have the economy to really counter it.
So Enemy, again, trying to figure out exactly what's been going wrong, exactly what needs to be changed up here, too, as they've tried to go for these entries, they've tried to make their way into these sites successfully, but oftentimes just falling completely short here. It was going well, but on these previous 2 rounds, they've just been shut down for the most part, and WinterFox has actually been given a great opportunity to build up some more of their economy, keeping 4 players alive, and both of these now are going to start to get to that point. A couple, again, as I mentioned before, still going down, so with those rebuys being forced out and some teammate assistance coming in, it still keeps the money to a fairly low point, but if they allow rounds like this to keep happening, and especially if they can't consistently get these plants, Enemy are going to run out of money very quickly. They won't be able to continue buying up as you usually see, and WinterFox will just stack up more and more cash to a point where they'll basically be invulnerable for the rest of the half.
If I'm an Enemy, I actually slow down my T side. They've done very fast, very aggressive, and it's not bad to do. They've taken bracket control pretty quickly a number of rounds, but they keep continuing the attack as almost a full-on rush. So take bracket control, force the defense back, force them to play a little bit more passively, and choose where to go from there. But if you're going to go up mid and just continue to rush around ramp side, all the utility that WinterFox has, that's going to be brutal against that kind of a rush. When you're taking those long routes, there's so many opportunities to get flashed and peeked. You have to have so many smokes in place. So take bracket control, force WinterFox to use that utility in order to reposition themselves in a passive situation, and then you can re-execute at a further time based off what you see across the rest of the map.
All right, so the buys are going to come out here, and as the unpause rolls out, Enemy actually not going to decide to toss out the guns for their teammates there, and they go for the utility-based route, so they're going to keep Kusa and Uber alive with Tech 9s, full AKs for everybody else, and keep in mind, too, this does allow things like Molotovs to get back into the play along with the smoke, so fully loaded, and they're probably going to go for a quick take, but I think WinterFox might want to go for the shutdown right at the beginning. Some aggressive play over here from Anger that we really didn't see a whole lot of in the previous matchup this time. Now WinterFox getting that confidence back. We're going to start seeing more things like this from the members of WinterFox, and for Enemy, holding back in a big way, at least over here on middle at the highway, just trying to make sure members from WinterFox don't end up pushing into them as mainline, along with Anomaly, make their way inside of the apartments here to slowly push over and get a little bit more dynamicism to their approach onto the A site should they decide to go for it, which looks like at the time being it is going to be the plan.
Rix is boosted up here onto the rooftop, and he gets completely blinded by a flash. They swing out and grab him, and the lane defense is annihilated very, very quickly. Lux has got to find some kills, but he gets spammed through the edge of the smoke. Relic spots something out. So very quickly, once again, like we saw against Method, that A defense just falls so quickly. No response whatsoever, no chance for rotations, no chance for a clutch. So Anger at XP3, they're going to have a long time to have to save these weapons out, and there is enough money in the bank for Enemy, especially off this win, to go hunting for a couple guns. They can't be too dedicated to it, but Relics is going to find that. Anger just sitting behind APC, he gets sniffed out, and it's just XP3 in this B bomb site. He wins that battle, but now his position is given up, and he's got 4 members of Enemy. Excuse me, 3 coming up through Banana, 1 chasing him through CT spawn, but this is going to be a difficult situation for him to handle. He does dink one, can't get the kill, he's going to fall, so no saves for WinterFox, and now they're going to be forced onto an eco.
And Enemy again coming back strong here, breaking that economy over there on the side of WinterFox, and obviously that pull is doing what it needs to be done because now they're going to get themselves back up to full strength here. Maybe a way to swing back in. Remember, WinterFox, only those 7 rounds. You don't really expect a lot more to be stacked up, so they're not in the safe spot just as of yet, and obviously we are going to see these players on WinterFox go for the force buy a little bit here. XP3 will get a gun donated to him. Everybody else at the very least able to afford a rifle, but not a whole lot of mollies or anything like that in play here. Enough smokes, though, to hold things off, but obviously without mollies and whatnot in a retake situation, which we've looked at a couple times here, that may become troublesome here in trying to go for that retake side, especially with Enemy being the very passive players in post plants as they usually are.
The force buy out of WinterFox, a crucial force buy here. Once again, on the 3 FAMASes, pressure up mid, but they force it back. Nice smoke comes out just in time. So all of the Enemy is pushed away from bracket control. 4 members over at this A bomb site, so Anger's got a lot of time to be all on his own. He only has 1 smoke to utilize as well. They smoke it off for him from the wrap side. That's intelligent to let him save that later on into the round, but he's going to have to use it pretty early. 4 members working their way at mid. Another smoke comes out just to stop that once again, just in time. Nicely timed smokes from WinterFox, and that forces enemy all the way back. They just abandoned mid whatsoever. XP3's on the rotate. Anger just now smokes off the B bomb site. That's going to hold him until about 30 seconds.
Anger's going to have to sit behind the fountain at this point, hold this all in his lonesome now as the rest of the team comes in. Molly's coming into all the crucial spots too, so he's just forced back into emo. He's going to hope that XP3 to come in and help him out, but Anger is just going to hug this, hope he can get some frags. They're coming in a long ways though, and he pops out, gets 1, but quickly traded out by Kusta now. Lex is looking for that spray, but he as well troubles to find really any pickups here. In the meantime, we did see XP3 putting himself further into construction, but he too has been smoked off, so a secure hold onto the site, and some more damage also going back over onto XP3. He's dropped down to 41 HP, but as he pops out, nobody's covering him there when the smoke fades, so he finds another kill over here on the Relics. All 3 are pushed back, so WinterFox are good to move into this site, but still stronghold into these positions here behind Nubox and Emo corner. XP3 moving his way back in here, gets some good damage over on Uber, and Uber holds his ground as he takes down Lex. Now has to re-peek back out, and that's going to be a kill from XP3, but Kusta, he's going to find 1. Mainline coming out with another. It's going to be Rix as he picks up 1, but Kusta, hiding back in corner, is going to be able to clutch it out for his team, and Enemy pick up the 4th round.
Really nice trades from Enemy, and it all came down to the fact that WinterFox, just with that force buy, they didn't have the nades. If they had 1 nade or 1 Molotov to throw behind those boxes, they could have cleaned it out so well. That Molotov also in front of Emo, that was really well placed by Enemy. That prevents anyone from coming from construction to really swing on either of those angles. So Enemy hold on in that retake, and they've gotten themselves up towards 4 rounds, so they've found the winning formula, it seems, to break the defense. And you have to say, WinterFox, some similar issues on their CT side. They can't seem to rotate in time to the right place, and when their defense at these bomb sites collapses, it really collapses.
And also getting thrown for fakes a lot of the time here too. A lot of misrotates with calls, bringing extra players off of the V site and really any site where they're faking towards that really don't need to have happen there. It seems that that game sense is off a little bit here, and obviously with this being a full eco from WinterFox, not expecting too much to come out from these guys. Even when we see WinterFox push, they're handled beautifully by Uber, and look at that. Uber just lines up the final 2 kills. XP3 and Rix bow down to him. They fall to the floor, and now a 5th point onto the board from Enemy, just 2 more away from the scoreline of WinterFox.
Dicey situation now. Enemy just on a run right now. Good money built up. They've won 3 rounds in a row. This time the buy from WinterFox is a little bit better. No Molotovs though, only 4 smokes, no kits. So still a very light buy, but they're going to have to find a way to make these work. Still, no real triple push aggression down B to control Banana. If Enemy wants to take it, they can. And look at this, they only have 2 players. They're not going to be pressured whatsoever. Uber's just leading the way with this P90. He finds no pressure. He's even going to peek out towards CT spawn. Masking this is a very fast strategy. He can't get the kill, but he has learned how to smoke very early on in the round. And there's a gap in that smoke. It's not that strong. So they can actually go through that if they wanted to, but that kill from Anger is going to slow things down, at least for the time being.
Relix is a little bit of an avenue to look through here with the smoke. We won't be able to find it. In the meantime, there, Rix catching another frag for the CT side over on the main line now. That's going to split them up even more so here as Anomaly will look for this flank, but super loud with it, so Flowsick can hear that coming from a mile away, and Anomaly doesn't catch this at all. Flowsick walks right up behind him, that shuts him down. They've re-secured the apartment. The entire A push is dead, so now you've just got 2 players left on the B side that'll be looking to hold it. XP3 catching some of this aggression already from the get-go, so we'll see more players moving over into better rotationary positions. Lex just outside of Arches here at the Cubby position. Now as they push in, they may not even need that help. XP3 is going to find 1. Kusa does trade it back out, but still going to be seeing Anger on this point with the hold, and Kusa down at 29 HP. Just a couple shots are needed, and Anger will close things out for WinterFox to retake the lead once again, and now be at 8 points here to officially have the advantage coming out of the half, but they do need a little bit more in order to really call it a good half for themselves with all things considered.
Maybe this is why Enemy chooses to do some faster strategies as a team. The we see more rushes out of them early on in this half is when they slow things down and they seem to spread out like that, they get picked off. They're playing with edges of smokes. Rix is able to find one over towards the A bomb site, while Anger found one at B. And just from there, so quickly in the round, if you're getting picked off that early, there's really nothing you can do to get back into that round as a terrorist team on Inferno. So perhaps that just might be an interesting thing. If they're not really having success being slow on Inferno, getting picked apart like that, why not speed things up and just stay as a group?
And to start things off in this round, Relics will press forward as the lead charger once again back over here on Banana. Anger at XP3 holding that dual angle spray once again to try and stop that from happening, but no commitment from Enemy. Not a lot of aggression coming out from there. And it's just the same default holds here from WinterFox. Nothing special happening just as of yet. They allow Enemy to get themselves inside of the apartments, but the last time this happened, it got screwed up pretty heavily, of course, by Flowsick getting aggressive. A great pop flash, but Rick's not going to be able to connect those shots on the main line as he falls back from the long haul. And Aid will come back out, but again, also not really doing all that much, but it does hold them away from long haul for the time being, so they know that if there is going to be a presence coming out, more than likely either coming from the choker just outside of Boiler there, so that will hold those players in that position, and members of WinterFox will hold a pretty solid positioning there on that A site for the time being. As again, Enemy really running down that clock, trying to play it slowly. Now they start some action back over here on B to draw the rotates in. For the time being, it's going to work, but the bomb has to commit to A in order for this take to work. And Mainline as well, going back over here on the balcony. Anomaly finding the opening kill to Rix. Now he's going to pop out as well. We'll see Mainline take down Flow6, so they've got control of this A site. And again, they pulled off a false rotation here. Lex has moved away. He's going to move back in very quickly, though, when he catches the Opera Kusta on the way back. So they may yet have a chance for this. Still working that 2-on-4, though. And as Lex pushes forward, not even expecting one player to be out here mid, catches the op shot. But Relic's a little bit slow on the trade, but he does still find it there. And as we can see, Relic's XP3 is going to approach onto him. The pop flash comes out. He actually falls back just to play it safe for the time being, as a lot of his teammates are low, including him now, too. So they've got to be a little bit more careful with this. WinterFox still have a chance to do it, but they're being very, very passive. And we can even see Anomaly sort of looking down so as not to get spotted by Anger, and they're going to call it off. They fall back. XP3 looking for exits a little bit here, but Anger going for the full save at this point.
That rotation, these rotations from WinterFox feeling a little bit not confident on their CT sides, I'm assuming, because any kind of smoke presence over towards that B bomb site, 30 seconds left, and that pulls every single rotation away. They evacuated. Even, I mean, Flow6 stuck around on that A bomb site, but he was in such a bad position. It seems like he half wanted to rotate, but half knew he was supposed to be staying, and just got caught out in the open. So WinterFox just getting pulled apart by these fakes late in the round, and now it's Enemy with full utility. That AWP from XP3, that might be the thing he needs to push out towards Car to get aggressive, try and find an early pick. He gets a little bit blocked, so that's going to slow things down, so maybe just grab an angle in the choke point. This has turned into a good half now for Enemy, up to 6 rounds, and having an advantage to push for 7.
And Flowsick once again trying to hold things back out over there, and XP3 with the op, very, very aggressive with this, looking for a shot. He should be able to maybe just barely see the top of Relics there, but as he presses forward, he's maybe going to catch it. The timing's off, though, as Uber baits out the shot, and now he's going to have to give up that angle as Enemy will start to press forward a little bit. He actually falls way back over here towards CT, and it's going to rotate, which is odd, but not surprising. And actually, no, they'll switch up players. They're going to put him back over here in mid-choke, and Lex will move over to the B side to try and hold things instead, which is an interesting switch up to what we've had so far for the rest of this half.
Flow6 going to have to play a crucial role. They're about to start streaming out of a boiler, and he actually gets blinded, pushed back into the site. That uses the last of his utility. No one on WinterFox has any more nades. Flow6 got a decoy, and that's it. No flashbangs, no smokes, no nades, no Molotovs. So they have nothing to really counter any kind of a play that Enemy wants to make. And they have full apartments control. They can do whatever they want onto this A bomb site. Both members dedicated at the B site, but there's Flowsick with 2 kills. That's crucial. He also dinks up Uber as well, down to 6 HP, so a fantastic individual defense. Now they can start streaming up lane, but Rix has got a good angle on that. Pre-fires over towards Halls, gets a dink, gets cleaned out, but XP3 grabs that. But Uber's found his way to the bomb site, but despite this plant, he's only got 6 HP. And there's not a lot left for him to do. He's got a full nade kit, but he's got to find some kind of a play to make to not get hit by a single bullet during this round, and won't even matter. Anger takes the headshot with an AK anyways. So that's going to be the half, 9-6 in the favor of WinterFox.
Yeah, that positioning at the end there from Uber unfortunately did not leave him with a whole lot of time to get himself into a good post plant that he could have worked for this one. A little bit too quick on the retake from WinterFox that time. And they do squeak through with at least one more of these rounds. They bring it up to 9-6, but still obviously a very good T-sided half here coming off from the members of Enemy, picking up those 6 rounds. And now we'll head on to what so far has been the better round in this map for this current roster on WinterFox, which is going to be that T side. I think we'll see a lot more fragging power coming out from some of the higher players here, like Rix and whatnot. We'll get a little bit more of a chance to sign. I think Lex will get that as well here, as he wasn't really being challenged all that much, so now with those players back into it, I think Enemy are going to get challenged a little bit more here too, and that's where we can see them really start to take the lead, and Enemy is going to have to be careful of that now.
Right, that is the danger, because WinterFox looked much better on their T side, much more confident when we saw them earlier against Method. They're going to have to stop a lot of aggression. Rix, Lex, Anger, Flozzy, these guys have been able to put up numbers on the T side, especially Rix and Anger being the aggressive riflers. If they can find the entries, this could be a dangerous half for Enemy. And they're going to have to start it on the right foot, and they're the ones that need to win the first 5 rounds. They need to get that money built up. They need to get the Molotovs first. If WinterFox can jump out to an early lead, it might just be all downhill.
Alright guys, so we're going to go live into it once again now. WinterFox with a pretty big lead at this point, or a pretty decent lead, I should say. And now for Enemy, they're going to try to tie things up right from the get-go. They'll see if we can bring them up to 9 points off of the hinges of this pistol round, but they're going to have to start it off right here. And for WinterFox, a lot of players pushing up towards Almond, a lot of decoys tossed out too, but don't expect those to do too much. The rest of these guys, they're going to move their way into the apartments, and I expect this to be a quick waterfall method to roll its way out of both Boiler along with the balcony. And here they go. Rix finds the opener. Kusta gets a response to it. Flowsick also going to get dropped by Kusta too. And as XP3 tries to find his way into the site to eliminate Kusta there, they're finally going to shut him down, but Relix is here to party. He finds 2. Lex and XP3 both going down. And it's the retake from Pit, but Anger's still up. He brings this down to a 1-on-1. Now with an opportunity to get that plant back out, but Uber with a bit of a false rotate. We'll look to maybe catch Anger as he retreats from Pit, but we'll end up catching him there. And now as we see, he pops out, looks for the trade. But Anger will be able to get this plant back off here now, so that'll start the timer for Mover. I believe there should be a kit somewhere on the ground, but still, he is going to have to press for this a little bit more quickly due to the fact that he hasn't found it yet.
Anger's only got 12 bullets, so he's got to make sure he works it out in this clip. Nice smoke in the middle of the bomb site. It's going to allow him to play with the smoke, and Anger obliges him. Uber, he waits for it. Throws that smoke, and he knows Anger's going to move to try and get some vision, and he just pounces. So nice pistol round. Kusta staying alive inside that bomb site for so long is really what clinched it. It took him so long to clear him out. Him and Uber combined for 4 kills, or him and Relix combined for 4 kills in that A bomb site, and Uber with a nice 1-on-1. That's exactly what Enemy needed. They needed to stabilize. Now the question is, does WinterFox buy up here, or do they use that plant to go for a 3rd round buy?
And it looks like they are going to go for some upgraded pistols here. A little bit more of a buy from Lex too, but the armor comes out, so it looks like they are going to maybe force things out a little bit here. Flowstick's the only one that goes for armor buy up though, so I wouldn't really call this a super invested round. It's pretty passive for most players, to be honest.
Slow 2nd round out of WinterFox. Just now coming up that T ramp, waiting for any kind of aggression over, but it's going to be a full B play. They do flashback Relics. That causes Kusa to start cheating over just in case, but he's going to stick around a little bit longer. But now the smoke's going to come over towards CT spawn. Molotov and Nade come out from Relics. That might hold them back. They have one more smoke to extinguish it if they choose to, but that would put it right in the choke point. So no rotation out of Kusa, and they're just going to re-execute once that Molotov clears.
WinterFox looking for a way in, and they're going to roll right into this site here now. The response for Enemy has to be swift, and Relix back behind Newbox. They haven't spotted him yet, but Anger walks right in. He picks up the first kill. Now it's Relix's time to shine. He's going to find 1. It's traded out immediately by Flowsick after that, though. So they'll maintain the advantage. They take swift control of this site, and even Anomaly taking some damage as he tries to return it. Not going to be so successful in doing that, as both Anger and Flowsick are still in a very good position, and Enemy will have to take a slow retake here. Not any kits on them either at this point. I'm trying to look around. It does look like there's one on the ground, so that could be a big mistake if they take too long to make this retake happen, but they're moving in very, very quickly to try to go for it and force the envelope upon it. Mainline Anomaly finding 2. XP through with a trade, but Kusta trades him back out. Now it's just Anger, but he's got that M4. Going to pick up 1 kill, bringing this into a 1-on-1. Kusta moving in. Doesn't have the kit, so he's going to stick on this full 10-second defuse, but he finds him. Anger just goes ring around the rosy, picks him up with the headshot, and WinterFox pick up the round.
That crossfire and B bomb site didn't work out the way they wanted. Relix, I believe it was, playing behind new boxes. Just he's holding a flash in his hands, trying to find a perfect flash, but too many players stream out, and he kind of leaves his teammate on Spindle hanging, who just gets beat up by 5 pistols just firing at the top. So when he gets taken out, Relix just has too much to do back there. Sometimes it's better to just take those fights when they happen, and that's a nice 2nd round out of WinterFox without really investing anything. They didn't pick up armor on too many players. They had it on 1 or 2, but just the Tech 9s clear house.
And now they'll take it very slow here once again, just to watch out for any bit of aggression that Enemy GG might try to throw against them for the most part. But these guys are going to sit back now. 4-man stack on the B site to maybe catch it back over there, as I imagine WinterFox might just try to repeat what worked. The smoke comes out, but it's just Rix over here along with, who's also with him at this point? Flowsick as well. as they maybe are going to try to work their way in there to cause some noise. And the good thing is that just these two are moving in for now, and the rest are on a little bit of a slower push-in. So if they find this out early, then they might be able to pull back. But to be honest, they may not even need that, as they're going to find one. But they got a nasty surprise waiting for them as they work their way in. Kusta working the Spools double play there. They're going to pick up one kill off of this. The rest are held back. Thankfully, the bomb didn't commit, so they're going to be able to pull back off of the hands of this. But Lex finding another kill as well. Back over to the A site. They're just going to push right for this one. And Rick still armed on this B site too, catching an additional frag. He's going to find Kusta. He did let Mainline escape, but Mainline as well is actually going to fall back to challenge Rix a little bit more, as that's relying on Uber to get himself out of the site, and thankfully Uber can manage it himself.
That's XP3 that's supposed to be leading that hit onto the B site. Now look, they salvage 2 rifles, and Uber gets another kill onto Lex. So this is another expensive anti-eco round from WinterFox. If it's XP3 that leads that with the P90, gets that first kill, then he can discover the stack, and they don't have to commit any AK-47s to it. But now this turns into a great round for enemy. They've dealt damage. They have 2 rifles to move into the next round. They might decide to force buy behind it, but if not, these 2 players can just buy armor, nothing else, and wreak havoc. So dangerous moving forward now for WinterFox, as their economy is not yet stable. They are going to win this round, but a little bit of a goof, in my opinion.
So Enemy will have a chance to strike right back and destabilize this economy coming on to that next round. They will have to do it, and we'll see in a second here too just how much money they're going to have to try and work that. Obviously, might be looking at just one more save, but I imagine they should still be pretty good to go for it. I imagine they can drop some extra rifles on the ground, so we'll see what the call is made, but I don't imagine anything that would restrict them from going for a buy-up now, and that's indeed going to be the case. They go for it, and they'll try to upgrade as many people to rifles as they can, which should be everybody.
This is the thing. Without these 2 rifles, they don't make this buy. You know, they save another round. So WinterFox has just handed over enemy one more rifle round in this half. And early on, this is a chance for enemy to strike back, regain control. But all 4 members of WinterFox streaming up alternate mid. 3 are going to go into the apartments, and they have full control. No aggressive play out of enemy. 2 members stacked over towards Rap side. At Mainline's all alone. He hears the footsteps in apartments, and he's got to fall back and respect that, as well as teammates have to fall back and set up back into this A site. But still, no committal out of WinterFox quite yet, just running that death squad.
They're going to push their way into this one now, all through the mid-choke point. No resistance upon enemy from this one at all, but WinterFox taking it very slow because of these nades that are getting tossed out. They take it slow. The smoke comes in, though, and Kusa looking for the slow taps here. Does get a nice little headshot there on the Rix, but it's not enough to finish him down. Now Anomaly comes back in, but that's an XP3. We'll be able to trade that out for 2 more kills, so now they're wrapping over to the B side. They haven't even realized this yet, but now they're going to catch on, and they're going to try to get a wrap of their own going here. But from WinterFox, it's the 1-2 switcheroo as they go back in, and Flowsick with a nice little headshot there into Anomaly as well. Mainline will try to get that trade. Flowsick falls back, and Mainline just ends up winning it, but now they've all wrapped back. They think it's coming to B, but they did the 1-2 switcheroo through Library, and now they're on the A site with the bomb planted, and unfortunately for enemy, it's going to be very hard to make that retake.
Rix is the winner of this round. He's the one who forces this call to come out, because he's sitting over in Cubby. He's the one who got dinked initially, just doesn't aggress, and he hears the 2 members of enemy evacuate the A bomb site and rotate down mid. So he's the one saying, listen guys, I just heard 2 defenders come out of A. Just turn it around, come back and get a free plant. So very, very good information gathering from Rix that allows him to make the proper call and win this round. And that buy does not work for enemy, so WinterFox moving forward. There are still going to be 2 rifles that are saved from enemy, so they're going to have another chance. They more than likely won't buy, but these 2 rifles will still be in their hands.
Now with all of this save coming out here, WinterFox actually in a really good position to line up for just taking the lead overall here. Enemy can't really do too much else. Obviously still the 2 rifles in, as we talked about before, but those are really going to be the only big buy-ups they have. They're going to be able to get 1 more rifle buy competently here onto Relic. Same thing for Anomaly, so it's actually not too bad at all, but for Kusta Anomaly, they don't really have a whole lot of utility sitting behind it.
Now they're just feeling the pressure a little bit as the T-side creep closer and closer up towards 15 rounds. The shotgun is out on Kusta. Famas out on Anomaly, neither of them with any kind of utility whatsoever, and we see Hall's aggression. Kusta with the shotgun is get close up towards stairs. Mainline as well as in Boiler, and they have a 3rd member, Anomaly, to back up Kusta over towards stairs. So if Anger actually pushes forward on this one, he's going to be in for a nasty surprise, but so far, WinterFox on this defense is just spread out, watching for any kind of aggression, but now Anger's making his move, and this shotgun might just end it, and it doesn't, and this is the first shot. Anger can almost get 2, and he sprays Anomaly down to 73, actually doesn't deal that much damage, but Mainline beats a nade down to 38, now they come up into Boiler, Lex traps him. XP3 gets traded off, so these trades go in the way. It's 3-3 right now, but there's Rix to finally put it in their favor. The A bomb side is open. Relic is on the rotate, but he's going to be locked out of the site, but he pushes right through the smoke with this flash, tries to make something happen. He's got a wide angle, gets that first kill, but he gets traded off immediately, so nice entries, nice trading from WinterFox.
Uber's still in a very big rotate too, so it looked like he maybe wanted to go for it initially, but now he's been called off. He's going to have to go for the save as Again, obviously, the rest of his team not really going to have a whole lot left going into that next round. And WinterFox, again, just picking up another one. Some heavy losses coming into their favor, bringing it down to just 2 players left alive at the end. But these final 2 shouldn't get challenged at all. And now that's going to put WinterFox at 13 points. Very, very close to them being basically in a secure position to end this game at this point. As NME having all this trouble on their CT side. Again, a lot of similar problems that we were seeing happening back over on the side of WinterFox when they were on it just a few rounds back. But still here, not enough to hold things up. And WinterFox have taken a very big lead now. Almost enough to just secure them the win outright.
This is tough, and now enemy these half buys haven't worked out this entire half. I don't know why they'd go back to it. Might as well just save one round, have everyone feel a little bit more comfortable. But I guess they don't want to let WinterFox get closer to any more, pick up any more rounds this early on. They feel like they have to buy in these rounds, and you could see 2 5.7s, one on Kuso, one on mainline of Famas as well. So still not a strong buy. Enemy hasn't really had a good buy since the second round, but they're going to push down mid. They're going to take the fight to him. It's the on XP3. He spots it out. He's spraying away, but he gets dropped. Rix is hiding over towards the tree, and this is nice mid control from the counter terrace enemy. This push is working. Rix catches one off guard, but he's not ready for Uber to be there right behind him. And WinterFox is being shut out at the moment, and they get cleaned up right at the end. So 13-8 now for enemy. WinterFox not ready for that aggression.
Well, when the normal strats don't work, just an outright rush coming down middle and banana, I guess, is going to work out for these players. As you said, WinterFox not ready for that at all. And their economy, we should mention this one too, even though WinterFox did go on a nice 4-round streak, they you know, it was pretty close most of those rounds, surviving with maybe 2 to 3 players at max, so their economy's not really in the best position as of yet here either, and they're going to be able to force buy through with one more round, but if enemy come out on top here once again, then that's going to break them, and they'll have to eco, and that could allow enemy to swing a comeback up to around about 11 points there off of the hinges of this round.
Yeah, if they lose this round, it's basically all over. Now they've done a decent amount of damage throughout this losing, so you can see the buy, Flowsick only on a Tech 9, some Galil's out on the board as well, but one plant. WinterFox loses, but they get a plant, they'll be able to buy again, but still, a round where enemy can basically lose this match by being reset economically and suffering through more of those pains of just trying to come out on top with an inferior arsenal.
WinterFox taking it nice and slow this time, though, after meeting up with a lot of that aggression from enemy in the previous round. With Anomaly and Mainline will be sitting over here around the pit area watching onto that site. They've also got Kusta coming in too, but he's, of course, a lot more focused on the Arch Rap side, and for the rest of WinterFox, they're lining up for a push to move up through Banana. They're still going to keep Anger back over here just outside of the apartments to make a little bit of noise, but I think already Kusta's trying to investigate on Rap side. But if he doesn't catch anything, he's going to be quick onto the rotate there, but pushes it. Will it be quick enough here? As we can see, these two, they're going to get pressured very fast, and we start to see it coming in, but Lex finds the opener. Relic's in a very secure spot, though. They're not checking for him, so he's going to find one. Now they know where he is. He grabs a second, looking for the third, but finally XP3 there to trade things out. Kusta getting a nice spray, but look at Flowsick just over to his left. Try to waltz through, thinks he's safe, but that's not the case. Flowsick shuts him down, and now it's 2 left alive. Anomaly still trying to make his way through Chuck as Flowsick's there imposing against him, and Flowsick and Anger, they're going to trade spots. Anger gets another kill, and now it's just Mainline who's working through Banana, but now he's trapped.
Oh, but brought it down to a one-on-one Mainline with some nice shots. Now he knows the other one is over towards CT on that side of the map, and Anger doesn't even let him get him on the bomb, just peeks, takes that shot. Mainline extremely low. And that's it. They get reset now, so that's really tough to deal with. And it's that B defense playing it very passively around Fountain, and they just get annihilated as the attack comes in. Relics does get 2, which is probably 1 more than he should have in that spot. That's kind of a one-and-done spot. So WinterFox with a very strong attack onto that B bomb site, and then Flowsick just holds everyone back, and now enemy is forced to save for the last round. So WinterFox, as long as they don't botch this anti-eco, they should be sitting pretty with 7 match points.
Alright, so this is going to be a big round, of course, now for enemy, trying to do as much damage as humanly possible, but obviously with the full save, not really a whole lot they will be able to do. WinterFox pretty much should be able to walk right over it, but Uber not going to make it as easy as it sounds there. He's going to be able to shut down Rix right from the beginning of it. The rest of WinterFox still going to take it nice and slow, as you generally will see from those more passive-style T-sided teams on their opponent's eco round. So they'll hold it back for now, just making sure that no one tries to get a little bit cute onto those guys. And for the time being, enemy just kind of holding their ground after losing one player. They're going to have to split 2 to 2 and hope to God that they end up getting a push in their favor and that they can get really lucky with these P250 headshots.
Lex is going to cause a distraction on mid. He throws out a smoke towards lane side. We saw him last match just pushing up towards Rat basically every time they did this, but still, like you said, 2 and 2 split for the defense. Should be manageable for the attack that's coming in. All 4 members towards this B bomb site. The Spindle player is going to get smoked off. Mainline's getting spammed up in oranges. He swings out but can't grab that kill, but there's Uber right through the smoke. He finds Anger. He falls back, still into a 3-on-3 situation, but this retake is going to be very difficult with just pistols, no kits, no utility whatsoever. They're going to have to hit some nice shots. But this is looking like the round is going to go towards WinterFox.
Lex there, even catching out Kusa too in an attempt to catch him. Anomaly gets dropped by Lex, and it's just Lex, and Lex again to clean things up for WinterFox. Now we go on to match point here, and again for Enemy with them just being reset. Still not really going to be looking at everybody still being at max buy. They will be able to get the rifles and the armor, which is the most important thing, but things such as mollies and whatnot and the full grenade stacks on everybody still going to be kind of a thing of the past, and we won't be able to see them buying that up. In fact, nobody at all on the team is going to be able to make through with him. Malakusta may have to go for one, but he's the player that has to get the kit, so none of that at all. They do get 5 smokes, so they can work with that at least, but WinterFox obviously definitely having the superior arsenal in this case and might just be able to walk over this round here, and if not, as you mentioned before, they still have plenty of leeway to close out this match.
But slow playing this round once again. You could see that mid push from Enemy just a few rounds ago really put the fear of Gata into them. They don't want to fall prey to that once again, so they all stall out at the top of the ramp to watch for that. Nade comes down late, doesn't do very much damage. XP3 hit just a little bit from it. This is going to have to be a solid B defense, and like you said, light on utility. There's only 1 smoke left onto Uber. They do have a smoke deployed right now. That's pretty early on, though. You normally want to hold that till about the 1 minute mark, and WinterFox still made no aggression. But a pretty heavy lane stack from Enemy. So coming up mid, Mainline's on the balcony, Anomaly's directly beneath him, and Kusa, he's in lane as well, watching towards balcony behind him. This is an old iBuyPower setup, 3 members in lane.
If they do work their way out of Boiler, this can be really impactful against WinterFox too, considering they don't have any pressure coming in through mid-choke, but we'll see just how it pans out now for these guys. As you said, they left the site kind of wide open, everybody surrounding themselves over here in the lane area. And one of them looking to make his way out towards Boiler. This is going to be the fake, though, as they try to box them in at this point. But they're actually going to get aggressive. And, oh, he's lucky he doesn't end up going down there. Mainline's going to shut him down. Now they work their way out towards middle. And, oh, my goodness, the bomb just goes on the floor. So, Enemy, they're going to shut it down. Anger gets 1 response at least here. But now they've lost control of this setup completely. We're going to see Anger trying to turn it back around as he gets this flank. They didn't even realize that there was a second player still inside of the apartments. So he's going to pick up this 1 kill, looking for another one, Akusta. And he's going to find it. They're not done just yet as Anger up to 3 kills already. Relics is going to push back into him as they regain control of the bomb and now push onto this A site. And as well here in just a second, we're going to see Uber opening up a flank for the flankers, but with Anger taking down Relics, that's going to make it so hard. Uber will roll in. He does get an angle onto Anger, but not going to be able to take him down. Looking for Rix, but Rix will close it out, and that's going to be the end of it. WinterFox, although they start off that round pretty badly, they do bring it back into their control and win things out for themselves here in this matchup.
Anger just goes beast mode there at the end. 4 kill on that round, and in a very tough situation. I think that was a 2-on-4. It might have been a 2-on-5 at one point, but Anger just gets those 4 kills and just wreaks havoc. So they push down mid. Not a bad idea. It gives them a really good advantage. They crunched that mid very, very well. Just couldn't recover from it from there. They started losing players to Anger who came from behind, and they couldn't really stabilize where to rotate to, where to take the round from there. So Anger just rips them apart at the end. And a nice recovery from WinterFox with Rick standing in. They go for one on the night on Inferno. And we'll just have to see how the rest of that progresses. Obviously, the news came out earlier that Pitt was leaving the team. That was announced at some point during the cast tonight. So we'll just have to see how permanent this stand-in of Rick's is going to end up being.
And Flowstick as well, too, because we still have no sign of Devilwalk as of yet in these games, so that could potentially lead to him as well. We don't have it confirmed yet, but that could potentially lead to him also dropping from the roster in time.
Yeah, but that's going to end the broadcast, and obviously we mentioned it earlier in the cast. The Pro League Season 2 finals were announced to be in LA at the Burbank Studios. That is going to be, the dates listed are December 10th through 13th. And I mentioned that there will be tickets available to spectate that live at the arena. If you guys are interested in coming down towards LA for that, that's going to be sweet. Also, ESEA is going to be at IEM, and if you guys are thinking about going to San Jose for IEM, and you want to buy some tickets off Ticketmaster, you can use the ESEA code. That'll give you 10% off those tickets to come spectate in the arena. It's going to be a joint League of Legends and Counterstrike tournament there in the SAP Center, which is where the NHL team plays, the San Jose Sharks. So that'll be sweet. That'll be really, really cool. Those events inside the arenas are awesome.
All right, guys, and with that said, I believe that's going to close out the broadcast for this evening once again. So thank you all very much for tuning in, and we will catch you on Saturday as well here on the North American stream for more broadcasts from the ESL ESEA Pro League.